Hofstra Pride Softball here on Flow Sports. I'm Nate Taylor, today joined by Mike Palumbo as we get ready for the Pride to take on the Fordham Rams here at Bill Edwards Stadium. Looking at the Rams, they come into this one with a record of 23-22-1 as they sit at second in the A10 conference. On the Pride side of things, they hold the record of 15-23, good for sixth in the CAA. And with those top six seeds making the CAA championship tournament, Mike, they're right on the edge of being that last team currently. So this is a big game to build some momentum before one of the most important series of the year coming up this weekend against Hampton.
Especially because they need a sweep against Hampton just to be considered going into the end of the season for that tournament. And right now they're coming off two consecutive series where they lost, losing to UNCW in their past game against Delaware, and coming in against a team against Fordham who's won two consecutive series, most recent against St. Bonaventure, and they routed St. Bonaventure 17-1. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. Yeah,
Fordham coming off 4 of their last 5 games being W's. Looking at the Hofstra trying to make the CAA championship tournament, they either need a sweep over Hampton, 2 wins and 1 loss, 1 Drexel loss, and also a Towson loss, or 1 win and 2 Drexel losses, and then 2 Towson losses, and then 1 Monmouth loss. So a lot of different implications here, but they do kind of control their own destiny here. If they're able to win out these games, sweep Hampton, who is a weaker team in the conference this season, that could be big. But first off, they have to play the Fordham Rams here today and try to gain some momentum against a very solid team.
Especially, the only thing I can say for Hofstra right now is Fordham's coming off a team that isn't really great. Has faced a St. Bonaventure team that isn't really strong. Only 2 conference wins this season, St. Bonaventure has. And also Hofstra has to look to get their offensive going. In the last 2 games in that Delaware series, they didn't score any runs. They were held scoreless in those last 2 games. And then in the second game of the series, they were held hitless. And between all 3 games, they left 16 runners on base in all 3 games of that series. So this offense has to come alive today as they face Bailey Enoch for the Fordham Rams, who's coming out making her 6th start on the season. She's not in the top of the rotation, but she's also a position player. But she comes in and she has in 2023 was a first team all-region for the NFCA as a pitcher and utility program. And in her last start was April 10th at Army, where she pitched 5 innings and got 5 Ks, so she's no sleeper out there on the mound.
Yeah, and for Hofstra's pitching side of things, Julia Apsell has really been the vocal point for this team, and we're going to take a quick break before we get back into things with the national anthem, so we'll be right back here. You're watching Hofstra Softball on Flow Sports.
CAA champions are built by commitment, dedication, and courage. On the pitch, on the track, on the field, and in the pool. CAA champions live on Flow Sports.
A university-based camp provides campers with a world of opportunity. At Hofstra Summer Camps, campers in kindergarten through high school can explore their passions, find their creative side, or learn from Division I coaches in over 50 different camps, taught by New York State teachers or professionals. Campers will make friends and memories to last a lifetime while enjoying a summer that is completely unique to them. Your child's amazing summer experience starts at Hofstra Summer Camps.
CAA champions are built by commitment, dedication, and courage. On the pitch, on the track, on the field, and in the pool. CAA champions live on Flow Sports.
A university-based camp provides campers with a world of opportunity. At Hofstra Summer Camps, campers in kindergarten through high school can explore their passions, find their creative side, or learn from Division I coaches in over 50 different camps, taught by New York State teachers or professionals. Campers will make friends and memories to last a lifetime while enjoying a summer that is completely unique to them. Your child's amazing summer experience starts at Hofstra Summer Camps.
CAA champions are built by commitment, dedication, and courage. On the pitch, on the track, on the field, and in the pool. CAA champions live on Flow Sports.
A university-based camp provides campers with a world of opportunity. At Hofstra Summer Camps, campers in kindergarten through high school can explore their passions, find their creative side, or learn from Division I coaches in over 50 different camps, taught by New York State teachers or professionals. Campers will make friends and memories to last a lifetime while enjoying a summer that is completely unique to them. Your child's amazing summer experience starts at Hofstra Summer Camps.
CAA champions are built by commitment, dedication, and courage. The court, on the pitch, on the track, on the field, and in the pool. CAA champions live on FloSports.
A university-based camp provides campers with a world of opportunity. At Hofstra Summer Camps, campers in kindergarten through high school can explore their passions, find their creative side, or learn from Division I coaches in over 50 different camps, taught by New York State teachers or professionals. Campers will make friends and memories to last a lifetime while enjoying a summer that is completely unique to them. Your child's amazing summer experience starts at Hofstra Summer Camps.
We're back here as we get ready for the first pitch here at Bill Edwards Stadium. Marissa Ogden will take the mound. Last time out, she picked up her first win of the season in the win against St. John's on April 16th, a Tuesday standalone game. She pitched 5 innings, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, but she didn't strike anyone out. She's really a pitcher that likes to pitch to contact, and when she's got it going, she's really, hits her spots and makes it difficult for the batters to pick out any pitches that they really want to make good contact with. She's really good at inducing weak contact when she's on. We'll see if she can continue a strong performance from last time into this one.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, Absol gets a break here today in the midweek game. A well-deserved break after pitching 2 games against Delaware. Unfortunately, didn't pick up any wins, but Ogden is the second player in the bullpen, and you say she pitches to contact very well, and that could work against a team who absolutely teed off and had a super surge in offense, so they could be a little over-aggressive here, and she could get them to chase and roll over on a lot of pitches today.
Yeah, and the big thing I think, though, that we're looking at with the Pride is this offense has to pick things up and get things going. There's not enough production through the entire order, and right now it's really that top of the lineup that's been carrying. Becca Valancourt has supplied almost all of the power for this team this season, along with some from Olivia Malinowski, but also Kayla Wilson's had a very nice season. But outside of those 3, there hasn't been a lot of numbers jumping off the paper as we get ready for the first batter of the game. So it's going to be up to the Pride to score some runs. They haven't scored more than 2 runs in their past 5 contests, Mike.
And like you said, Becca Valancourt is that player at the top of the lineup for the Pride. She's the only player in that Pride lineup that bats over 300, hitting 345 rate, and she leads in 8 offensive statistical categories, too, for the Pride.
So leading off for the Fordham Rams will be Nelia Nogue. Pitch 1 is fouled off for ball 1.
Nogue's a sophomore outfielder and the center fielder out of Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Comes in batting .333 on the season. One of those versatile players and one of the top hitters for this ball club.
Here's the second pitch. That one not offered at, taken outside for ball 1. Sorry, excuse me. On the last one, that was strike 1 fouled off. Definitely not a foul tip ball. That's not possible there, Mike.
Not at
but
all.
Very important for Ogden to get off to a fast start here. She pitches the 1-1. That one just gets through the gap between the shortstop and third baseman as she reaches on a slap single. So the first batter of the game reaches against Marissa Ogden. So the Fordham Rams getting things going the way they wanted to.
And the slap hitter doing a nice job, the lefty going the other way. And one thing you got to be careful with Nogay is her steals. Has the most stolen bases on this team with 19 stolen bases on the year and 34 total stolen bases for her career so far as a sophomore.
Next up in the lineup is going to be Swan, the left fielder. The first pitch of the at-bat, that one's high, taken for ball one.
And the last thing you want to is a rally by this Fordham Rams team. They have a lot of speed in this roster too.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Ogden is they get to her early, she can get rattled. So really going to be important for her to get out of this, hopefully maybe a double play ground ball. She's really good at getting those ground balls, as we alluded to. And the 1-0 pitch on its way. That one swung on and missed as the runner goes from first. She steals second easily as the ball just slips out of the glove of Cancel, and she's not able to make the play. So now no outs and a runner on in scoring position already here, Mike.
Yeah, and that will be Nogay's 7 stolen base in the last 12 games. Absolutely on fire out there on the bases. And now Fordham's in a position early with this runner in scoring position.
So Michaela Swan will step back into the box as she looks to advance the runner in scoring position, where she bats .273 in those situations. The 1-1 pitch coming from Ogden. That one swung up, dribbled up the left side, and the play is made. Mackenzie Fitzgerald able to get it right there and makes the play over to first for the first out of the game. But the runner does advance from second to third now with no outs, or with 1 out.
And that's what makes those slap hitters so versatile. 333 hitter Swan was, but, doing a job, just getting a nice little bunt down the third base line, getting the third baseman to come up so they can make the easy play at third.
And here now is going to be the pitcher, Bailey Enoch, the two-way player. One of the best hitters on this team as well, sporting over 1,000 OPS on the year. The first pitch of the at-bat coming. That one taken outside for ball one, or for strike one, just gets the outside edge, says the umpire. So an 0-1 count now. Marissa Ogden gets ahead.
And Enoch leads this team in average and hits, and she's also a player with a lot of speed. Most versatile player on this team.
That one popped up right to the second baseman. Cancel makes the play for the second out of the inning. And now quickly 2 outs. So even though they had the runner in scoring position with no outs, now they're quickly in a position where Marissa Ogden can get out of this inning clean.
And that was a nice pitch, high and inside, jammed Enoch, and the threat does not come up and succeed.
Nikki Sudal, the catcher, now in the box, the cleanup spot. Marissa Ogden offers the first pitch. That one watched for strike one, again gets the outside edge. Doing a nice job finding the outside so far, getting it on the black.
And another one of these players for Fordham that comes in sporting over a 300 batting average. So the top of this lineup, very deadly for the Fordham Rams.
The 0-1 pitch, that one's popped up over the head of Cancel, and that'll bring in the runner from third. So quickly now the Fordham Rams already have a lead here in this inning number 1. And now a runner on first with 2 outs. Some good 2-out hitting here by the Rams.
And that was just a nice pitch to take the opposite way. And the Rams' offensive streak continues. Hot streak continues. Like we said, scored 17 runs in that Game 3 against St. Bonaventure.
Eva Karatz now steps in. The lefty, she swings that one. That one's fouled back behind the backstop, almost out of the stadium, but that one lands in the stands.
And Karatzis comes into this with us riding a six-game hit streak as well. And a great spot for her to continue that with a runner on base and 2 outs to extend this inning.
Good mix of lefties and righties so far on the top of this lineup as the 0-1 pitch gets high for ball one. Now evens up the count at 1-1 with a runner on at first.
And like you said, Ogden pitches to contact. When you see that coming to play here, Fordham jumping on her early as she's getting it in the zone, but Fordham just barreling up softballs right now.
Ogden, the 1-1 pitch. That one got her in on the wrist, and that'll be a hit by pitch as the runner advances to second now. And so a runner on first and second with 2 outs. Not able to get that final out of the inning so far for Ogden.
Not at all. She's been pitching good, like I said, pitching it in the strike zone, making pitches, but Fordham's just barreling up the softball and just getting hits and finding gaps right now.
Allie Clark, the DH, in now to bat the righty. So again, like I said, a good mix of righties and lefties is the first pitch of the at-bat. It's taken high for ball one.
Just high and just misses. And Clark comes in, and her last start was 0-3 in the last game against St. Bonaventure.
Marissa Ogden taking her time. She winds and fires the 1-0 pitch. That one swung on and drove left out to foul territory in the left field. That one was roped, but just not able to keep it foul. And that's the thing with pitching to contact, is sometimes they're just going to get one. And right there, she just roped that, but not able to keep the ball foul or fair.
And Ogden keeping the ball high, so going to get a lot of pop-ups too.
And that one grounded up the middle, just gets by the shortstop, and now that'll juice the bases. Runners all over the bases. Bases loaded now, 2 outs. Again, a great job of 2-out hitting. This Fordham Rams team really stays disciplined in at the plate despite being 1 out away from being out of the inning.
They're getting a lot of foul balls. They're getting a lot of pitches to hit, and they're making Ogden pay early. And now you see the coach already coming out trying to talk to Ogden and settle her down in this tough situation in the first inning.
And that's the thing, again, talking about the pitching to contact, is sometimes they're just going to get some dribblers or some grounders that just make or that hit gaps in the defense, and that's simply just how it goes sometimes. That's softball. It's those little gaps is sometimes you're going to hit a grounder. Just putting the ball in play is really the key, because sometimes you're going to find holes and you're going to get your base runners on, and that's exactly what they've done so far today. No really crazy exit velocities on any of their hits, but just a good job of putting the ball in play and making something happen.
And you see Ogden with the rise ball. And usually those rise balls are that strikeout pitches, and she's keeping it high. But keeping it high is you're going to get a lot of velocity upstairs, and Fordham's just doing a job of getting on top of it and not getting under that rise ball. And Ogden might want to try to keep it low to try to get a ground ball. You got 2 outs, and you're just going to have to trust your defense, because Fordham, one of those hits was to the outfield. Rest have been into the infield, have just find a hole. And so if you can just get it on the ground again, maybe you can get lucky and get a play.
So now the first pitch of the at-bat with bases loaded. That one on the outside again for the strike one call. Again, she's really like that outside edge so far, doing a good job of getting it right in on the paint.
And just hitting a spot there, crucial in a situation like this. You need to just get that first strike.
So the 0-1 pitch, that one check swing, did not go, so evens up the count now at 1-1.
And good there, changing the eyes of the batter, dots it up on the outside corner, then goes back in. Just Ayala did not like that one and lays off of it.
So the 1-1 pitch set to come on its way. She fires. That one inside this time. Matt taken for ball 2, so now a 2-1 count in favor of the Fordham Rams.
You see they're trying to go low, trying to get an off-speed pitch for Ayala to ground out there so she could get out of the situation.
The 2-1 pitch, that one outside, now 3-1 count. Some good patience here from Ayala, the second baseman. Disciplined in that box right now, knows she can walk in a run here if she's just a little patient.
And you don't need to do anything too crazy as a batter up at the plate, especially with the bases juice. You don't want to get into it, jam yourself.
That one dribbled up the left side and just gets through the hands of the shortstop, so that'll bring another runner home and keep the bases loaded, and the Fordham Rams stay alive yet again with 2 outs.
And a seeing eye single right there. That would have been a tough place had Morse made it. It was backhand going away from first base, but unfortunate that inning continues.
A tough time here so far in inning number 1 for Ogden, just not able to get that final out. Now still bases loaded. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat. That one is just they watch it go by for strike 1. No offer there, taking all the way.
And coming in, really great hitter for Fordham, Gianna Sarlo, coming in on a 6-game hit streak, batting .500 through those 6 games.
The 0-1 pitch, that line to the shortstop, Morse. This time she makes the play and gets out of the inning, but the Rams score 2 runs and go up 2 runs to nothing after the first half inning. We'll be right back here on Flow Sports. You're watching Hofstra Pride Softball. Welcome back to Hofstra Pride softball here on Flow Sports. We're getting ready for the bottom of the first frame after the Fordham Rams took a 2-0 lead after Marissa Ogden struggled in the first. But now the Pride will have a chance to come back and get themselves up on the board. Leading off is going to be Becca Valancourt as usual, the heart and soul of this Pride lineup, Mike.
And like we said earlier, the only one really getting that offensive production in the leadoff spot, batting .345 this year. She has done it all as a catcher and at the plate. Last year she only batted .272 and has made a giant leap here in this season. And she's really come a long way, and she's proved that she's a staple for this team.
Yeah, and I spoke to her earlier in the year. She said that a lot of last year was just an adjustment for her, and now it seems she's really starting to get comfortable, and she's emerged as the star player so far this season for the Hofstra Pride.
She's going to need it started after that 2-run inning and really get Hofstra off to a fast start against Bailey Enoch.
So leading off here now, she's batting .375 since going into that leadoff spot. The first pitch from Enoch on its way. That one fouled off to the right side, an aggressive first swing from Becca Valancourt.
And that's what you want to see from your leadoff batter, too. Some leadoff batters, they like to be patient, see a lot of pitches, but then there's those other leadoff batters that you see there that are aggressive and like to attack the pitcher.
And she certainly has discipline, but if she sees something she thinks she's capable of driving, she's going to go for it as the second pitch is taken high for ball one.
Especially, too, because she has a little pop in her bat, too, leads the team in home runs as well. You just see her drive that first pitch the other way. And had that been fair, that would have been dangerous.
I think a little pop might be a little bit of an understatement right there, Mike, as the 1-1 pitch is on its way. Swung on, that one drove to left field. That one's going, and like we just said, that one is out of there. Becca Valancourt gets us started off with a home run. And Mike, we were just talking about that. Some power to this lineup, and how about that to start off the game?
Well, luckily she was there to shut me up. I said a little pop. She's like, I'll show you some. I got way more than just a little pop. Takes Bailey Enoch yard in the first at-bat. Way to start and get off fast after that 2-run inning. Now Hofstra just down by 1 run.
Now home run number 9 on the season for her, as we talked about leading the team. A great way to answer after letting up 2 runs in the first inning, closing that lead to just 1. And that's a good way to start off this game and get some things going on the offensive side of things. We talked about how the offense needs to step it up, and that could be a spark right there.
Yeah. Big indeed, as Olivia Malinowski steps in.
That one taken outside for strike 1. And something Becca told me, actually, was that she likes to eat saltine crackers and peanut butter cups before every game. There's a little superstition, so that's where we see all that power coming from, is those peanut butter cups.
Well, she definitely had her peanut butter cups and saltine crackers before this game.
The 0-1 pitch taken outside for ball 1, evens up the count now.
Olivia Malinowski's been one of those players. She's fluctuated in playing time and really got a lot more playing time this year and has solidified herself as a key player in the middle of this roster.
So the 1-1 pitch on its way. That one fouled off to the right side. So again, really an aggressive approach here from the Hofstra hitters, looking to get on Enoch early here, trying to drive something again after a home run to lead off the inning, or the bottom of the inning.
Enoch attacked early at Becca Valancourt, but then you see against Malinowski, the first pitch he goes outside as to shy away.
And that one tries to go outside again. That one taken for ball 2, so now an even count at 2-2.
And that's what you want from power and a leadoff spot too, because now that you have that first home run and that first run and with your leadoff batter, now the pitcher's going to be, confidence is a little bit shaken, as you see, pitching a little bit around Olivia Malinowski, doesn't have as much power.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing when you can get on the other opposing pitcher early, and even though Ogden got touched up a little bit there in the first, Enoch has to be a little bit more cautious now after the leadoff home run. So the 2-2 pitch, that one offered up high, taken for now a full count, ball 3.
You see Olivia Malinowski just being patient in there too. Becca Valancourt was aggressive, but now Malinowski doing the exact opposite. Was aggressive, got down 0-2, but now battled back.
The full count pitch swung on, drove up the middle, and that's back-to-back hits now for the Pride as Malinowski reaches on the single up the middle.
And this is a great way to have a bounce-back inning, especially Malinowski got an outside pitch and rolled over, but the timing was very good, so she drove it up the middle, just past the shortstop McGuire out there at shortstop. And this is a great way to bounce back, especially after Ogden struggled on the mound there in that first inning. Especially since we said coming into this game, they got shut out twice against Delaware. Delaware having a little bit of an offensive lapse, and now the offense coming out against a team like Fordham, who just had a great series against St. Bonaventure, and they're really taking it to them.
Yeah, and this is exactly after giving up 2 runs in the first inning. Aggressive approach here at the plate, so now a runner on with no outs, and Alia Catanzarita steps up to the plate.
Especially like a player like Enoch, who's such a versatile player for this Fordham team, who has a lot of confidence at the plate.
The first pitch of the at-bat, that one outside, taken for strike 1.
There you go, trying to pepper that outside corner, especially after giving that inside, after that Becca Valancourt home run, which was on the inside corner.
So after that leadoff home run, Enoch's ERA up to almost 10 on the season. The 0-1 pitch, check swing. Did not go, so evens up the count at 1-1. Some good discipline right there from Catanzarita.
And you see that too with Enoch. She's trying to paint the stripes, paint the outside, paint it up high, and you're really trying to make you look and see what she has.
The 1-1 pitch, that one. Caught in a run as Malinowski almost, but she gets back to first. That one on the outside taken for ball 2. So 2-1 count now in favor of Catanzarita.
They had a little squeeze play going on there, but luckily Malinowski was able to pump the brakes and get back in time.
The 2-1 pitch. Winds and fires. No offer there from Catanzarita as it goes inside for ball 3. So 3-1 count now, no out still, and a good count for Catanzarita to be in here with a chance to do some more damage.
And Enoch, too, back-to-back counts where threw a strike, but now gets behind after throwing a strike.
And a swing and a miss. That'll put the count full. 3-2 now after a big hack from Catanzarita trying to do some real power hitting on that pitch.
And that's just a case of being a little too over-aggressive. Sometimes as a hitter, when you get into those counts, you're anticipating that juicy fastball or that juicy pitch. Just didn't get it.
The full count pitch, that one dribbled up to second base, to third, or to second, over to first, and she beats it out. Can't get the double play. Close to a twin killing there for the Fordham Rams, but Catanzarita with her speed is able to beat out the throw to first, so a fielder's choice.
And Catanzarita is lucky. She goes after that pitch that wasn't in the zone, which forces you to now swing on a close pitch, which grounded out, which almost killed the momentum that you just worked so hard to build after that first inning.
And that alludes to that aggressive approach at the plate. They're really not trying to go down looking at anything, so Catanzarita thought she had something there, swung at it, but just not able to make the contact like she wanted to. As pitch number 1 of this at-bat is taken outside for ball 1, the Chelsea Villar.
Villar comes in that last Delaware game, was 0-2 in that last Delaware game.
So Villar looking to get something going here with 1 out. The 1-0 pitch evens up the count 1-1 with the outside strike.
And Villar comes into this game sporting a 203 batting average, just above 200. Not the strongest batting average, but still trying to fight as a freshman adjusting.
The 1-1 count, that one high, ball 2. Hitters count 2-1 for Chelsea Villar.
The thing about Enoch, too, is Enoch doesn't really go full game. She goes probably to the 5th inning, and that's what one thing you're going to want to look for is patient at bats. You see she can be a little bit wild, and if you can get into deep at counts, the more pitches you see, the better pitches you'll get later in the game. The
2-1 pitch fouled off to the right side. A lot of foul balls off to the right so far here today. That'll put the count now at 2-2. Evens it up back for Enoch. And, again, Enoch, one of those pitchers kind of like Ogden where if you're going to get on her early and don't let her get into a rhythm, because once they get into a rhythm is when they're at their best. So it's those early innings where you got to really jump on them. As that one swung and fouled off again to the right side, still 2-2 count.
And you see that Hofstra's doing a great job because Enoch is peppering that outside corner, going to the outside. And you see Villar there just getting the barrel on the ball and driving it the other way. And you've seen a couple of the Hofstra batters do a great job of driving that outside pitch the other way.
Villar awaits the 2-2 pitch. That one swung on to the third base side, and that one's foul, just barely snagged by the third baseman on an athletic grab right there.
Sarlo had to move far and move quickly just to snag that, but snagged it in front of the base, foul.
So Villar will see a 2-2 pitch again after the foul ball. Enoch trying to possibly get a ground ball and double play for her team to get out of the inning still with a lead. The 2-2 pitch again on its way. That one outside. And a strike 3 looking. And that'll be the second out of the inning now. So one more out for them to get out of this one. But that will bring up another batter for the Hofstra Pride, Kayla Wilson, probably the second best hitter so far this season for the Pride, sporting a plus 800 OPS. So one of those hitters that does a really good job of getting on base and also delivering a little bit of pop. So that one's taken outside for strike 1 on the edge.
Like you said, 440 above 800 OPS, but also an on-base percentage of over 400. So she has a good eye up at the plate, and especially like someone like Enoch who's working around the zone, she could take a lot of pitches.
Yeah, and there takes another one for a 1-1 count now. So taking on the first 2 pitches, ends in a 1-1 count. And you talked about her plate discipline, leads the team in walks, leads the team in on-base percentage. So she's really, a nice, refreshing thing to see in this lineup. Someone that really likes to get on base, not just by swinging the ball or swinging the bat. And again, takes inside there and moves ahead in the count 2-1.
Especially with a patient bat, that just means she knows the zone very well. So you're not going to see her chase out a lot of pitches or get outside of her swing. She's just going to be very comfortable and take what's given to her.
And Enoch getting ready for the 2-1 pitch on its way. Taken again by Wilson, but this time is strike called for a 2-2 count. And Wilson very selective with her pitches, but sometimes can be a little bit too selective. Right there, maybe a pitch she should have swung at that she's going to look back on this at bat with regret if she doesn't get a hit here. The 2-2 pitch outside to load up the count full. 3-2 count now on its way for Kayla Wilson, as we've seen many a times this season.
And usually players that are very patient have good approaches and are great in situations like 3-2 or down in the strike zone because they're very good at being selective.
And that one hit into left field, but to the left fielder, and they're not able to get the hit. The Rams retire the side, or not retire the side, but get out of the inning, still with a 2-1 lead. Becca Valancourt with the leadoff home run to get the Pride on the board. We'll be right back. You're watching Hofstra Pride Softball here on Flow Sports.
This is where everything starts. It's a place of new beginnings, new opportunities, and a new identity. We are the Coastal Athletic Association, and from the beaches to the city streets, we are united to succeed at an elite level. In competition, in our communities, in our lives. This is the tide that lifts us, the fire that burns inside all of us. This is our moment, our new chapter. We are the CAA, and we are united in excellence.
In the next 30 seconds, a lot will happen at Hofstra. Small things, big things, weird things. The plan and the not so much. The whoa, the wow, the what? We know ideas have the power to change everything. That's why we work for them, reach for them, refine and rebuild. Ideas are always evolving, and so are we. Hofstra University.
Welcome back to Hofstra Pride Softball here on Flow Sports. A very windy day at Bill Edwards Stadium. As we head into the top of the second frame, the Fordham Rams lead the Hofstra Pride 2-1. And Marissa Ogden will be back in the circle as she looks to clean up her performance after a little bit of a shaky first inning.
Yep, Fordham had very great at-bats, got a lot of barrels on the ball, and batted around Ogden, and got the bases loaded.
And that one taken low for ball 1. So the first pitch of the inning, a ball. And the shortstop McGuire now in the box for the Rams, looking for a leadoff hit. The 1-0 pitch, that one driven right up the middle. Again, some more contact on Ogden, and the Fordham Rams seem to be seeing her really well as they get another leadoff single.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's hard, especially too in a lineup like this that's so aggressive. When a pitcher is not on, that means the lineup is going to have an ecstatic day, and you just see it. Fordham is just seeing the ball well, and that Artie softball has a big size. It's a beach ball out there for him today.
So now we're back to the top of the order with Nelia Nogue. She'll see her second at bat, and that one slightly offered at but taken outside for ball one.
Like we said, a challenging lineup for Ogden today. Face a lot of batters over 300. The first 4 batters sporting a batting average over 300.
The 1-0 pitch, that one not offered at again, taken outside for ball two. So a 2-0 count quickly here for Nogue.
Nogue already with a hit today and a stolen base and a run. So she's going to look to be aggressive yet again against Ogden.
Another one of the high batting average players at the top of this lineup is the 2-0 pitch on its way. That one bunted, thrown to second, not in time. So they'll get the runner on. And now it'll be 2 on with no out as they can't get the play at second off of the bunt. Interesting right there. I thought they might have just looked to get the 1 out at first, but went for the double play almost, and that just wasn't going to happen.
And I understand the decision. McGuire doesn't have as much speed there on first base, but with a nice bunt that Nogue put down, you probably were just better off throwing to first. But though Nogue does have a lot more speed, so I understand the decision to throw to second.
So now up to bat will be Michaela Swan. The first pitch of the at-bat, a bunt attempt on the swing. And that one fouled off for strike one. So an 0-1 count now, a runner on first and second, no outs, and a dangerous situation again for Ogden with no outs and runners in scoring position.
And now they're just putting yourself in a tough situation, too, with the slap hitters going to bunt around. So they're just looking to move runners over now and sacrifice the out.
And Ogden about to throw her 30th pitch already of the game. That one not offered at again on the outside, trying to find that outside edge like she was having success with a little bit earlier, getting most of her strike calls there, but just on the off of the plate right there, not quite able to find the zone.
Now she's pitching around these hitters as more than she did in the first inning, trying to get the calls and trying to get borderline strikes.
The 1-1 pitch on its way. That one dribbled up to the pitcher. She throws to third for the force out, and they'll just get one. So the first out of the inning is gotten by Ogden at third off the assist, but there's still runners on first and second with 1 out.
And Swan offered as a bunt early in that at-bat, and with a swinging a bunt right back to Ogden. Easy breezy play to third, and lucky there.
Speaking of easy breezy, we've got quite a bit of a breeze now coming in here. The weather's changed up a little bit, so we'll see if that possibly affects any of these balls that are being hit now too. Also maybe affecting the pitchers a little bit.
The weather has been very bipolar today. Had a little bit of rain delay in the beginning today, too.
That pitch offered at, swung on, and a roped out to left field, but that one lands foul. So 0-1 count now coming up.
And Enoch probably wants that pitch back. Ogden just leaves it up on that inside corner, and Ogden just barrels that ball up, but just so early that it went foul.
Maybe some extra motivation at the plate for Enoch to try to get back the run that she allowed in the first inning. One of the best hitters on this team, like we talked about, so more than capable of doing that here as the 0-1 pitch on its way. That one swung up to the left side. It's grabbed by Fitzgerald. She steps on third and gets the force out again. So another force out at third will just get the 1 out. And now they still runners on first and second. Runners on first and second. And my papers have blown everywhere. The wind has gone crazy.
Got a little bit of a tornado or a hurricane, whatever you want to call it, but nice play by Fitzgerald. Makes the backhanded play, gets it in her palm, was but able to corral it with her second hand. And you see the fans looking at us as they see the papers flying out on the field there.
Somehow slips under my phone and water bottle. I guess that's not enough for the win today.
And we're on top of the booth here on the field, so we are in the elements.
The wind picks up here, but now 2 outs and a chance for Marissa Ogden to get out of the inning. Runners on first and second still, though, so some 2-out hitting was done well by the Rams earlier. We'll see if they can get it done here again as the first pitch of the at-bat is taken inside for ball 1.
And Sudal steps in, already 1 for 1 on the day, and one of those players that we talked about sporting a 347 average, tied for the top of at this ball club with Nogue.
And the 1-0 pitch on its way. That one swung up the middle. A chance to bring in the runner. The runner comes over around third, and she'll score. So again, like we just alluded to, what happens? The 2-out hitting. The Rams get it done and bring in another run. And again, runners will be on first and second with 2 outs.
And Chelsea Manso probably could have had the runner held up at third there, but when she picked it up and tried to corral it, she bobbled it, so Swan could just keep on cruising and didn't look back.
Yeah, the third base coach sent her and was able to make it across home plate with ease. So now a 3-1 ball game here, 3 earned runs allowed so far from Marissa Ogden. As the 0-0 pitch on its way, that one swung to left field. Kayla Wilson should have it, and she does, and that'll get them out of the inning. A run does score, though, for the Rams as they extend their lead back to 2, as we'll head to the bottom of the second now, with the Pride having another opportunity to cut the lead. You're watching Hofstra Pride Softball here on Flow Sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Bike House Chevy of Valley Stream, your trusted family-owned dealership deeply rooted in our community. At Bike House Chevy, we take immense pride in being part of our community and are dedicated to providing not just an exceptional car buying experience, but also giving back to the neighborhoods we serve. Whether you're looking for a brand new Chevy or a reliable pre-owned vehicle, we're here to serve you. Come and visit us at 709 West Merrick Road, Valley Stream, New York.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm here to talk about Island Federal Credit Union.
And I'm Bob from National Big Bank.
Island Federal has been providing personal banking services for over 65 years and donated over $1 million to Long Island-based charities.
Nobody loves Long Island more than National Big Bank. We're fully committed to Patch House, Hop House, Wantung, Ronco, Renair. Okay, no, wait, that's not real. You're messing with me now.
Island Federal. You can bank on the power of if.
Welcome back to Bill Edwards Stadium, where you're watching Hofstra softball against the Fordham Rams here on Flow Sports. I'm Nate Taylor here with Michael Palumbo. We're back for another inning of action. The bottom of the second about to get underway. And leading off for the Hofstra Pride this inning will be the shortstop, Alana Morse, sporting a .211 average so far on the season, the .272 on-base percentage, as some more wind comes in on its way. Got to be making things very difficult for life at the plate and in the circle for the players.
And you look at the wind out to center field. The flag's blowing directly out to center field. So if Morse can get a hold of one, a pop fly out to center field, maybe the wind can carry it over the fence.
See Enoch over there in the circle fixing her visor, making sure it doesn't fly off of her head. As the first pitch of the inning on its way, swung on by Morris, gets under it, and that one a foul out to the first baseman.
Quick at-bat there by Morse, trying to be aggressive, gets under it.
Talk about efficiency right there from Enoch. One pitch and one out to start the second.
Especially after all the pitches she threw last inning, pitching around batters. Gets the first batter to swing at the first pitch, and one down.
And that'll bring up the leadoff home run hitter, Becca Valancourt, as she'll have her second. Oh, not Becca Valancourt, actually. This is going to be Mackenzie Fitzgerald. That's my fault. That one's dribbled up to the left side to the third baseman, and she has it again. So 2 pitches now and 2 outs. A very quick start to the inning for the Fordham Rams.
It's a very different inning than what we saw last time out. Enoch pitching around batters, Hofstra batters taking a lot of pitches, getting into deep counts, and 2 pitches and 2 outs so far for Enoch.
Was confused for a second. I didn't think we had gone through the whole order. I saw the 33 or 36 on the jersey. I thought it was 33 for whatever reason. My eyes deceived me. But now that'll bring up Nicole Cancel, the second baseman.
And this one is making me scared to look at my papers. I do not want any more flying around today.
So 2 outs, the first pitch of the at-bat to Cancel, outside for ball 1. Some good patience right there from the freshman.
An interesting approach. She tries to dot the outside corner like she's been doing, but a little outside. And after those 2 aggressive at-bats, I'm surprised she just doesn't go right at Cancel to try to get her to swing like the previous 2 batters.
So just the 4th pitch of the inning on its way. That one swung on and missed by Cancel to even up the count at 1-1.
Aggressive right there, high and inside. Cancel just can't catch up to that high and inside here.
So Cancel will look for the 1-1 pitch coming up and try to get something going with 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch on its way, swung on and missed again. So back-to-back swings and misses from Cancel. And now 1 more strike will get it out of the inning for Enoch. Only 1 run allowed so far as her team holds a 3-1 lead.
Cancel comes in with a batting average below the 100 mark.
So the 1-2 pitch, check swing, the slight check swing from Cancel. A 2-2 count now evened up, that one taken for ball 2.
Patient swing and miss, has yet to put the bat on the ball in this at-bat. So Enoch could just try to pitch to contact here.
Enoch, the 2-2 pitch. That one up the middle, right to the center fielder, and that'll do it for the inning. A quick inning of work for Enoch and the Fordham Rams as they still hold a 3-1 lead as we get ready for the top of the third inning. You're watching Hofstra Pride Softball here on Flow Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Flow Sports. You're watching Hofstra Softball. We're getting ready for the top of the third inning as the Fordham Rams hold a 3-1 lead over the Pride. And now we'll get ready for Allie Clark, the DH, to lead off the inning for the Rams.
Allie Clark only sporting a 176 batting average, but 1 for 1 on the day. And if you look at that scoreboard, Fordham already has 7 hits through the first 2 innings.
So they're getting on Ogden early. She sets for the first pitch of the inning. That one hit over to the right side, just a weak fly ball, and Catanzarita in and out of her glove. So that'll be a base runner on first to lead off the inning after she just can't come up with the routine out.
And that's just a mental error. I mean, a routine pop fly for the first baseman, not hard enough where you have to range back, but at the last second, you just see her pull her head away as it's dropping into her glove, so she just didn't know in the squeeze, so it just pops out.
Just a small lapse of judgment, enough for the Rams to lead off the inning with another base runner. So that's 3 straight innings now that they've led off the first batter of the inning getting on base. Ogden with the 0-0 pitch on its way. That one inside for ball 1, an easy one for the pitcher, for the batter to lay off.
Now the ump talking to the dugout.
Talking now to Ogden at the mound. Some conversation going on there between her and Coach Clark. Now the umpire talking to Ogden. And they'll reset.
And that error's got to be so frustrating for Ogden, too. Especially, you got to go attack the leadoff batter. You make the pitch, and then just the mental lapse at first. You're going to get your first leadoff batter out and probably look to be some light.
The 1-0 pitch swung on, fouled off her ankle. That one looked like it might have hurt a little bit. But now a 1-1 count coming up with the wind still blowing. So again, even some weak contact could send something farther than you'd normally expect it to go.
That wind blowing straight to the outfield.
The 1-1 swung onto the left side, and Fitzgerald not able to grab it, but it goes foul.
A nice swing. Just Fitzgerald almost made a nice play on it, but it went under her glove, just not fast enough to get there.
Yeah, that one would have to be really fast reaction timing. Not much space for the ball to cover between her and the third baseman, Fitzgerald. But now the 1-2 pitch fired. That one popped up the center, and Manto will have it easily. We know her and her speed, she can track about any ball in that outfield, and that one she could have done in her sleep.
Yes, Manto, one of the fastest players in program history, if not the fastest player in program history for Hofstra.
Yeah, holds that all-time stolen bases record that she broke this season. So now, showing her speed in the outfield. Marissa Ogden now, the first pitch of the at-bat. That one inside, this time taken for strike 1. Marissa Ogden steps back on the rubber for the 0-1 pitch. Still 1 runner on and 1 out. The 0-1 offered, swung at, fouled back to the right side into the bleachers. So now an 0-2 count quickly for Sarlo, the third baseman.
0-2 count, and Ogden seems to, at the bottom of this lineup right now, seems to have settled down a little bit. Could be 2 outs right now, but again, the error at first base, and she's pitched to contact very well this inning.
That one dribble to the shortstop to second, and they'll just get the 1 out at second. Morse fires to second base in time, but not enough left for them to go and turn the double play at first.
And right now, she's really cruising through this inning. And this is what we thought when Ogden coming in, we say pitch to contact. This is what we thought we were going to see early on in this game. The weak pop-ups, the rollover ground balls, and she's done really well in this inning and settled down.
First pitch of the at-bat, that one taken for ball 1. And that's the thing, though, is even with 2 outs, she's really struggled so far here today. You'd think with 2 outs, it's okay, she'll be out of the inning soon. But Fordham's done a really, really good job at producing with 2-out hits.
4 for 6 today in 2 outs.
Ogden, the 1-0 pitch. That one driven into left field. That one will get down. The runner will round second. The hitter will round first and get into second, and a runner will come around from third to score. So now a 4-1 lead. And it happens yet again, Mike. The 2-out hitting has been the death of the Hofstra Pride so far today in this game.
And look, she's trying to go to the inside and outside, change the eyes of the hitter, and she just gave her a nice fastball that wasn't inside enough. And McGuire just drives that to the outfield, and with the wind, that carried, and it was a one-hopper to the wall. And now McGuire's 2 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, the wind definitely helping out the batter right there. And again, with 2 outs, the Rams come through with an RBI. So now with 2 outs, a runner in scoring position still on second. Ogden looking to get out of this inning. The first pitch of the at-bat. Back to the top of the order is Noge in with her slap hitting. We know that she has a dangerous ability to be able to find those gaps with ground balls. If she gets one up the middle, that could score another runner from second.
Yeah, and she's 2 for 2, and if she gets something in the gap too, she could extend something to a double, if not a triple.
And she lines it right to the second baseman, cancel, but can't handle it. The runner's going to round third, and that'll score another run. Noge thought about rounding first, but she'll stay put as she brings in the second run of the inning. So again, some clutch 2-out hitting, and that's just been the story of today. It's a 2-out RBI after 2-out RBI after 2-out RBI. So now a 5-1 lead for the Fordham Rams.
Only two. And you see it right now, too. 6 for 8, batting .750 with 2 outs. And with runners on it, 7 of 15, almost batting .500 with runners on, too, and in scoring position. So Fordham has just been on an offensive streak unlike any other right now, and they're just playing their game right now.
6 for 8 with 2 outs is kind of ridiculous, Mike. So Adrian Clark is going to talk to her pitcher right now and see what we're going to do over there. No pitcher currently warming up for the Pride, it seems, so Ogden will stay in, but trying to settle down for pitcher right now and get things going so they can at least get out of the inning.
And this lineup has just been attacking Ogden. I mean, Apsel got the break, and you say that's good for Apsel, but when you see that they don't have, this Hofstra bullpen doesn't have much depth, and it's coming into play, as you see right now.
Yeah, and that's been one of the hard things for the Pride is in those starts without Apsel. It's been a bit of a struggle for them at times. Even though Ogden had the really solid start in her last outing, it just hasn't been the case so far here today. Still has a chance to clean things up, but really it's going to be up to the Pride offense to probably come back out here and just outscore them at this point. But Ogden definitely has a chance to get out of this inning and hopefully extend her day.
And we talk about the error, too. That has also played a role in this because she could have been out of this inning had Catanzarita made that play at first.
Just getting a lot of ground balls, and the fielders haven't made all of the plays. Granted, some of them have been difficult, but really just not on the same page as the runner goes from first, and Noge reaches easily. She'll round second, and that one will go to Mackenzie Fitzgerald, and she'll put the tag on her at third, and Noge is called out after trying to snag the second base after the throw was wild into the outfield. A 5-1 lead now as we head into the bottom of the third. The Hofstra Pride trail. You're watching Hofstra Softball here on Flow Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Flow Sports. You're watching Hofstra softball as we get ready for the bottom of the third inning. And up to bat will be Chelsea Manto, the center fielder, to lead off as the Pride trail 5-1 after 2 more runs came across in the third for the Fordham Rams.
Chelsea Manto at the bottom of this lineup, batting .282. Someone that having kind of a down year at the plate. She has had seasons where she has batted over 300, and right now, if this slate continues, this will be her first season where she's batted under 300.
And even with those numbers being slightly down, always a threat to get on base. And when she's on base, one of the biggest threats in the conference with her stolen base ability and that speed. So we'll see if she can get on and get something started. The first pitch on its way, a slap attempt from Manto is taken for strike 1.
And Manto is also a player that's also not used to being at the bottom order, but being at the top.
And with Manto, you talk about that slap hitting ability, one of her signatures, really what she's built her entire game off of, something she's been working on since a very young age. The 1-0 pitch on its way. That one foul to the left side out of the stadium. And quickly a 1-1 count.
And being a lefty too, righty-lefty matchup in her favor. She didn't get a hit all series against Delaware, so right now is a great place to catch fire.
She had been having some really good stretches after being moved out of that leadoff spot, but has struggled the past few games. The bunt right up, easily in, not even a chance with Manto's speed. A perfectly placed bunt right in front of home plate, and Manto reaches on the leadoff bunt single.
And if she can do that, especially with Becca Valancourt at the top of this lineup, that's going to be a deadly combination, especially just to get to the top after Valancourt's first inning bomb. Now you got a threat on first to steal.
And that's why you like having Manto in that 9 spot. Kind of that second leadoff hitter now sets up Valancourt with a big opportunity to do some damage here.
Little opportunity for a bloop and a blast.
The first pitch, that one way low, taken for ball 1. So 1 on, 0 outs, and Becca Valancourt, the best hitter for this Hofstra Pride lineup, is in the box.
And Enoch right there on that first pitch caught her leg, so she actually bowled that pitch into home plate.
And that last home run put her OPS over 1,000 on the years. The 1-0 pitch taken. That one to the left side, or to the right side rather, but drops just foul. A good piece that she got right there, just not able to keep it in fair territory.
And that's the second time we've seen Valancourt go that other way. She's seen the ball really well. Other than the home run, all her foul balls have been hard line drives, so she's got Enoch's number today.
And that's the thing with her, she's able to hit the ball to all fields, so it's not like she's just pulling the ball or just being a pull or a push hitter. She's really been great at doing both. And Manto steals second and then heads to third on the wild throw, and that'll be a prime example of Chelsea Manto's speed being a huge advantage for this Hofstra Pride lineup.
And there you go, Manto doing what Manto does best, causing the overthrow by the catcher, by Nikki Sudel. And now you set yourself up in a perfect position with no outs to have an inning where you're trying to get some runs back.
And that's the thing, is her jump is so good on those stolen base attempts. She got there with no time at all for them to get her at second, so they rushed the throw and it went over the second baseman's head, and that allows Manto to advance to third. As the pitch right after is swung on to right field, and Manto will tag up, and she'll slide in to bring home a run off a sacrifice fly from Becca Valancourt. So Valancourt picks up her second RBI of the day, and the Pride pick up their second run.
And that's great hitting by Becca Valancourt. You see her, she's going the other way with that pitch, and she just does what she has done this entire at-bat in this entire game. Just go with the pitch, knowing that she just needs to get under it and send it deep, knowing she can hit the ball hard.
And with the win, just knowing that she needed anything to the outfield to drive in a run, that's what they have to do. Just keep the lineup moving and bring in runs any way possible, especially with a lineup that has struggled to put up runs in the past few games. So now the first pitch to Malinowski, way inside by her knees, taken for ball 1. A 1-0 count now. No runners on and 1 out.
And Malinowski already comes in 1 for 1, had a great at-bat, got to a full count in her first at-bat, so she's seeing Enoch well as well, just being patient, trying to get her pitch.
Malinowski awaits the 1-0. Watches that one on the outside for strike 1, evens up the count.
Good patient hitting there, not trying to do too much right on the outside corner, and Malinowski not offering a pitch so far outside.
Good job of Enoch to find the zone right there on the edge, a hard one for Malinowski to really see and drive. And that one taken up and outside of the zone for ball 2. So a close one right there, evens up or puts the count at 2-1, the advantage to Malinowski.
Going into that game, that series against Delaware, Malinowski was riding a 7-game hit streak before those, and then those last 2 games didn't get ahead.
Malinowski waits the 2-1 pitch. That one's popped up to center. A routine out there for the center fielder. She makes the play to retire the second out of the inning.
Just gets a little too under it, and now the wind is blowing really strong, so even though the wind's blowing out, if you get under it too much, that's just going to cause the ball to hang in the air for too long.
This will bring up Alia Catanzarita. She reached on the fielder's choice earlier on in the first inning when the Pride had some chances to do some real damage, looking to make up for that here. Catanzarita sees the first pitch. That one drove right up the middle, right past the head of Enoch, and she'll get on base with a 2-out single.
And she did not let Enoch get on her. She went to the pitch on the outside corner like you've seen Enoch do, but Catanzarita was ready for that. And in her previous at-bats, she got to that 3-1 count, saw that outside pitch and overswung a little bit, but was ready for that one and put a good swing on it.
And that one right by Enoch's head. Maybe your life flashed before her eyes a little bit there. A scary one right back at the pitcher. But now she'll have a chance to get out again with 2 outs here as Chelsea Villar comes up to the bat. That one fouled off the first pitch, right side out of the stadium. So 0-1.
And we talked about Fordham's 2-out hitting on the day, how they're 6 for 8. Hofstra only 1 for 3 today in 2 outs. 2 outs, but 0 for 3 with runners on.
Enoch steps back on the rubber. Looking for her third and final out of the inning. The 0-1 pitch on its way, high and inside for ball 1. So evens up the count now for Villar.
Villar 0 for 1 on the day.
She's .280 batting average with runners on, or with 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch swung on, hit the center field, and that one will get down over the center fielder's head. She rounds first. The runner's going to come around from third, and she's going to score. Alia Catanzarita comes around to score on a 2-out double from Chelsea Villar.
And this Hofstra team has no quit in them. Even though with Fordham's hitting ability, Hofstra's still staying right in it. And you see Villar, nice pitch, drove it over Nogue's head, and the bobble by the cutoff man, McGuire, caused the runner to score easily.
So with that one, they'll break their 5-game streak of not scoring more than 2 runs. 3 runs already here for the Pride through less than 3 innings, as Kayla Wilson will come into the box with a chance to put another runner on with 2 outs. And they're going to have a little bit of a mound meeting now with Enoch. Her coach is coming out to talk to her, struggling to retire the final out of the inning.
And right now, as I look in Fordham's bullpen, they have somebody warming up, and it looks like it's number 55, Olivia Simcoe, freshman from Whitby, Ontario, sporting a 6.23 ERA on the season so far.
So not the best ERA or numbers-wise looking at this bullpen for the Rams, but anyone can come in and give a quality appearance out of the pen at any given day. So we'll see what happens with them. They're going to keep Enoch in as she tries to get out of this one with just 1 more out.
Yep. And trying to hold on, Simcoe did pitch in that series against St. Bonaventure in that 17-run game for St. Bonaventure and picked up the win. But they're going to try to, since it's a midweek game, they're going to try to ride Enoch as long as they can, especially since they've been hitting so well at the plate as well.
Wilson's going to step into the box for her second appearance of the day. Very disciplined hitter who's more than capable of keeping this inning going. The runner on second still in scoring position. The first pitch, Wilson doesn't offer at it, ball 1.
And now Enoch's going to, with 2 outs, I mean, you don't really need to pitch around the hitters. You know there's a runner on second, but now you're at the middle to the end of this Hofstra lineup, and if you look at the stats aren't that great, so Enoch could pitch to contact if she wanted.
That one on the outside trying to paint the edge, but no avail as it's a 2-0 count now for Kayla Wilson. And Wilson more than willing to draw a walk. She has 22 of those so far on the season, again, which leads the Pride to only 23 strikeouts. So the 2-0 pitch on its way. Again, Wilson watches it go by for ball 3. So that's 3 straight balls to start the at-bat for Enoch, and Wilson looks like she's comfortable out there.
Extremely comfortable. You see that a lot with those patient hitters. They try to control the box and try to control the pitcher's tempo.
The 3-0 on its way, and that one is another ball. So 4 straight balls, and Kayla Wilson reaches on the walk now. So 2 on with 2 out. This time for the Pride. We saw a lot of 2 on and 2 out with the Rams earlier on in the game, but the Pride will now have their own opportunity to drive in another run with 1 more out left in the inning. And Alana Morse is going to be the one in the box to try to do so. The shortstop ready for the first pitch of the at-bat. Enoch sets on the rubber. Fires. And now caught up in a rundown, but the ball is passed, and both runners will advance. So now runners both in scoring position at second and third off of the passed ball from the catcher.
Sudol just couldn't handle that. Now Morse is in a prime position to try to be selective and get a pitch she likes. Because in a situation like this, down 1-0, Enoch's going to have to make a pitch.
So 1-0 now, then the lead runner coming up to the plate, or at the plate now. So 1-1 count, that one taken inside for strike 1.
And a nice little hit. If she can find a gap, 2 runs ties this game. A nice little gap hit right here.
So the leading run at the plate, like we said. The tying runs on second and third. The 1-1 pitch swung on by Morse, just a weak fly ball, and that one caught by the shortstop, tracking back and makes the play to keep her team in the lead. 5-3, the Fordham Rams hold it over the Hofstra Pride. You're watching Hofstra Softball here on Flow Sports. We'll be right back as we head into the top of the 4th.
Leadership is not a gift. It's a choice. Decide to lead.
.org for more information.
Welcome onto the mound will be Annabella Pasappia, making an appearance out of the bullpen in replace of Marissa Ogden. Her first pitch of the game, that one's fouled off to the left side. On the run is the left fielder, but not able to track it down is Kayla Wilson.
Now, especially with the Rams as hot as they are, she's going to have to just come in, and she's just going to have to pitch confidently and try to limit the damage as much as she can just to keep the Pride in it.
And Pasappia made an appearance in the last game against Delaware, pitched the final inning, didn't give up a run. So looking to build off of that as she gets the strike call for strike 2. So quickly ahead in the count 0-2.
Swan, a .320 hitter, but 0 for 2 on the day. Looking for her first knock, but just not seeing it well today.
So the lefty on righty matchup. Another pitch, and that one, she runs up but does not swing. So now gets the first ball of the count 1-2. On Pasappia versus Swan. The righty-lefty matchup here, an ideal way for the Rams to start out the inning. Let's see if they can pick something up. That one fouled off again to the left side. Another slap hit attempt is no good.
And right now, too, for the Pride, your job, too, is to limit that first batter getting on base. Like you said last inning, through the first 3 innings, they got all of their leadoff batters on base. So that's going to be your job, is just trying to get this first out.
Pasappia, the 1-2 pitch on its way. That one slap hit to the shortstop. Morse just not able to handle it in and out of her glove. So they'll reach on the first batter of the inning again. So now 4 straight innings that the first batter of the inning has gotten on for the Fordham Rams. Not what you want to see if you're the Pride.
No, and it especially makes it harder when you're trying to build momentum or take it back. When you get that first runner on, a lot can go wrong. And Morse has had herself a day, has had a lot of opportunities.
A lot of balls hit her way.
A lot of balls hit her way.
Pasappia gets ready to face the second batter of the inning. That one driven left to Mackenzie Fitzgerald, who's caught the hot shot to third, gets the out at second, but not able to turn the double play. We've seen a lot of that so far today. Some good speed out of the box from the Rams, but a great job for Mackenzie Fitzgerald to grab that one on a line at third base.
Well, they don't call it the hot corner for nothing. Fitzgerald has had herself a day, making a lot of great plays to keep the Pride in it and not extend leads and extend momentum, and she just makes a fantastic play.
And that's a big reason why she's out there for that defense as Pasappia gets ready to face another batter. And that one in for strike 1, the first pitch of the at-bat.
Unfortunately for Let's see Enoch go 0 for 3 on the day, too. Just unfortunate day for her.
I mean, so far she is in the line for the win, so that is a positive note for her as Pasappia pitches the 0-1 pitch way high for ball 1.
And Nikki Sudol, 2 for 2 on the day, so she's been seeing the ball well today as well and feeling very confident up at the plate.
2 singles for her, one of the best hitters on this team as she looks at the 1-1 pitch inside for ball 2, gets ahead of the count 2-1. Sudol looking for her 3rd straight hit in 3 straight plate appearances with a runner on and 1 out. Pasappia with the 2-1 pitch. That one swung on, dribbled up to Fitzgerald. She throws it straight to first, doesn't go for the double play, and retires Sudol at first. Now runner moves up to second with 2 outs.
And Fitzgerald just continues to have a great day, eating everything up there at third base. She's just a brick wall out there.
A brick wall, a vacuum cleaner, whatever she wants. She's getting all the balls that are hit out there to her like a magnet with that glove.
Indeed.
So coming up to bat is Karatzis, the first baseman, the lefty again. A lot of lefties for this team. That one outside, not able to be squeezed by Valancourt, and the runner will advance from second to third.
But luckily, 2 outs, so you still have a chance to limit the damage there at third and not have that come back to bite you.
In reality, with 2 outs, a runner on second and third, not much of a difference. Regardless, a single up the middle should score both. But now, just 90 feet away, or less than 90 feet away from home plate. That one taken outside for ball 1. Or ball 2.
Yeah.
A little bit of a delay there on the scoreboard and in my brain.
Although she's ahead in the count 2-0.
The 2-0 way outside. A little bit out of control now here for Pasappia on the last few pitches, seeing if she can find it to retire this final batter of the inning.
She's on a 6-game hit streak, has yet to get a hit today, but has reached a hit by a pitch, which extends a 7-game on-base streak for her.
The 3-0 pitch, and that one is taken again for ball 3. So 4 straight pitches, and that's a walk. Now runners on the corners with 2 outs. Again, we've talked about how good Fordham has been with these 2-out situations. Again, having a chance here to possibly drive in some more runners with 2 outs.
This is what you cannot have for your relief pitcher in a game like this. When a team is as hot as it is and you're trying to limit the damage, you have to go and throw strikes no matter what the consequences are.
The 0-0 taken for ball 1. And that's the thing, is pitching constantly in a squeeze. These pitchers have been squeezed all day for the Pride. It's not easy to constantly try to have to get yourself out of a jam. So again, a dangerous situation here, and something that the Rams have done a good job taking advantage of so far here today, as the 1-0 pitch is on its way from Pasappia. That one inside, a little bit low, but that one taken for strike 1, evens up the count. Pasappia comes back as she finds the zone.
Though with the runner on first, a ground ball up the middle, not up the middle, but to your second base or shortstop, sees an easier play with the force out.
So the 1-1 pitch, dribbled, just barely foul, hits the foul line. Or almost hits the foul line. If it hit the foul line, it would have been fair.
Yeah. But that was off her ankle, so no chance of it being fair.
Pasappia, batters are hitting .370 against her with 2 outs, so she's definitely struggled this year so far, trying to retire that final out of the innings. Again, that one on the outside ties up the count 2-2.
And you see it there, too, with the wild pitch and then the walk. Just trying to pitch around and get the strikeout instead of going out and attacking the batter.
So far, really trying to get those chases on the outside pitches, but not working. That one inside this time. Fitzgerald has it, fumbles it, and as we talked about, her magnet glove, just not this time, and bobbles it, not able to make the play, so a run will come across to score for the Rams, and now it's a 6-3 lead and 4 consecutive innings that the Rams have put up points on the board.
And thought we were going to see a highlight reel play there from Fitzgerald at third, but when she made the spin, she just lost the grip and just could not make a play to either bag.
So Clark reaches first on the error, and that one taken low for ball 1. So now 2 runners on with 2 outs and still looking for that final out of the inning, trying to limit as much damage as possible. It's been rough for Hofstra so far in this one. The 1-0 pitch on its way, not even close to being offered at as she watches that one for ball 2.
And you talk about the two out hitting against Pasappia being .370 now with 2 outs, but even with runners on, hitters batting over .313 against her.
Again, now out to the mound will go Valancourt. She's talking to her pitcher, trying to settle things down. She's going to walk back behind home plate, desperately trying to keep this lead where it is because, you know, if these two runners that are on right now come across the score, all of a sudden it goes from being a 2-run game to all of a sudden being a 5-run game.
And it's also so deflating for your hitters when you keep fighting back but then give it up in the field.
And that one outside again by Pasappia, trying desperately to find that outside edge but not able to do it. So a 3-0 count now, in danger of walking her second batter. Expecting to see something down Main Street this time, and that one will be for strike one.
There you go, but like I said earlier, when you want this relief pitcher to come in and throw strikes, you want them to either throw strikes or pitch to contact, because the last thing you want is to pitch around and get your pitch count up, because you just need something to stop the momentum.
The 3-1 swung on and popped up. Valancourt will make the play to get the third out of the inning. So now a 6-3 lead as the Rams score one more in the inning. Going to the bottom of the fourth, the Pride will have a chance to answer. You're watching Hofstra Pride Softball here on Flow Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Flow Sports. You're watching Hofstra Pride Softball as they trail 6-3 against the Fordham Rams. They'll be coming up to bat here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and leading things off will be the third baseman, Mackenzie Fitzgerald, who's had quite a day at third base out in the field, but just not able to come up with that last out there in inning number 4.
It was just a tough play, and she had to move fast, and the play being such a fast play rusher, but when you look to now in this offense and with the lineup coming back, you just got to get it to Chelsea Mantle. Someone's got to get it up to get it to Chelsea Mantle with her speed to try to get off and get it back up to the top of the order with Becca Valancourt, because these are the only two players really right now that have really made a threat in the lineup.
The first one swung on, and a broken bat here as she'll reach first base on the single up the line. Not something you see too often here with the aluminum bats. That one just snapped in half, and bye-bye bat.
Well, I've always seen clips and videos of it happening. I just never believed it. First time for me seeing that happened, and it almost took out Sarlo at third base as she ducked and covered, and the ball got by her because of it, because she was scared by getting hit by that bat.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be too comfortable if you got hit in the head with that bat, Mike.
Absolutely not. Probably just not a comfortable feeling whatsoever.
Hopefully she didn't have too much of a love for that bat, because that thing is not getting fixed. There's no more at-bats being taken with that one, as that'll bring up Nicole Cancel with one runner on. So Hofstra able to get the lead-on runner with the broken bat single.
Well, luckily, you're here at Hofstra. You got a bunch of teammates who could lend you a bat, and you go to a D1 university, so I'm sure they got plenty of bats in that dugout for her to use.
No, I don't think she's going to have another bat. She's not going to be able to bat anymore.
Might have to take her out of the lineup now.
So Adrian Clark talking to the umpires about the broken bat situation. Seems like something is happening. I'm not sure what. They're checking the bat, see if it's corked maybe.
I didn't see anything fly out. I thought the bat flew out of her hand. I thought she just let it go.
I don't think there'd be much of a point to putting cork in an aluminum bat anyways. But
I don't even know how you would fix that up or patch that up. You must have to have some type of welding skills for that.
And that's why neither of us are engineers, Mike.
Nope. That's why we decided to do broadcasting.
So we're going to be waiting here to see what's going on in the field. The umpire's now over at the Hofstra dugout. Departing now. We're still talking. Going back and forth.
But talked about it before the inning started. It's really huge that Fitzgerald started off this inning getting on base. Unfortunately, in the weirdest way possible, too, but such a huge win for Hofstra to try to continue to claw and fight back that she's able to get on base in the bottom half of this lineup.
So a big way to start off the inning. Not the most usual ways you alluded to, but Nicole Cancel now going to have a chance to advance the runner with no outs.
Hey, they always tell you in the dugout, find a way. She found a way.
So now for the first pitch of the at-bat, Cancel gets ready. Enoch with the offering. That one high and inside for ball one.
And Cancel not going to offer at that one. Not her pitch. And we saw her last bat have an aggressive at-bat. Took her deep into the count. She needs to have another long at-bat right here.
Enoch the 1-0 pitch. That one bunted by Cancel. She's going to be out at first, but they'll advance Fitzgerald to second. So a good sacrifice bunt right there from Cancel.
And great just to sacrifice the out to get the runner over to second, especially with Manto coming up. You might see another attempt just to get Manto on and move the runner over to third.
If there's anyone on this team that's capable of beating out an easy bunt, it's Chelsea Manto.
And Cancel just got under that bunt too. Had she got a little bit more on top of it, that probably could have died and she probably could have beat it out. And you even see the third baseman, Sarlo, moving in, anticipating that bunt from Manto right now.
They know they're expecting the slap single. The first pitch offered, doesn't go for it. Mackenzie Fitzgerald dancing around there at second, testing the waters, but she'll stay put.
But what makes a hitter like Manto so dangerous too, because you know she can hit for average, so you know she can get it over the heads of the corners. So she doesn't necessarily need to bunt if she doesn't want to.
So Manto just 2 non-single hits this whole season. As she attempts the bunt, that one taken for strike one, evens up the count as she went on that one.
And a little outside. And the slap hit must be difficult too because you're moving at the ball. You have less time to react and you have to make a decision way faster than if you just stayed put in that box.
I definitely don't think you could do it, Mike.
Definitely can't.
So the 1-1 pitch on its way. Fitzgerald again dancing around there at second, trying to keep the pitcher uneasy.
Manto just staying calm in the batter's box, commanding that batter's box, not getting too outside of herself.
So hitters count 2-1 here for Manto. The wind of the fire. That one popped up to the left side and foul. So now a 2-2 count coming up for Manto with 1 out.
Now with 2 strikes on her, no chance of her bunting now. So you probably see the corners play off just a little bit. But Manto still a threat up at the plate.
Maybe we'll see another broken bat here. 2-2 pitch on its way and outside. But that one for a strike 3. So Manto went, and that'll be out number 2 as that brings up the best hitter in this Pride lineup. We've talked about her time and time again. 2 of the 3 RBIs driven in for the Pride today. It's Becca Valancourt.
And Becca Valancourt's at bat coming up here is going to draw the coach to try to talk to the pitchers and talk to the fielders to let them know, but looks like she's going to make a change. But Becca Valancourt comes up in a crucial situation, had the long ball, and had that nice fly ball to right field to drive in Manto in the previous inning.
So it looks like she'll be switching her glove. Will she be staying in the game? No, she will not be. Or it looks like she will be staying in the game, and she'll be moving into the field. So Enoch, the pitcher, now going into the outfield. It looks like she'll now switch positions with number 55 coming out into the circle.
And that's, like I said before, Olivia Simcoe, freshman pitcher out of Ontario, Canada. She did pitch in that series against St. Bonaventure. She pitched in that 17-run game. She pitched 5 innings, only giving up 1 earned run with 5 strikeouts. But she does have an ERA over 6 and a whip of close to 2. So she is somebody that the Hofstra Pride can jump on.
And I think that's the thing you see common with the freshman pitchers especially. The numbers aren't always the best, but she is someone who's capable of giving a good outing like she was in her last appearance. The freshman obviously takes some time to figure things out, and it looks like she's been better as of late. So the Pride can't take that for granted, but Becca Valancourt is a hitter that strikes fear into those pitchers in the circle. So we'll see if she's able to continue her hot hitting.
And 23 walks to 33 strikeouts and only 42 innings pitched this season so far. So you've seen Hofstra take a lot of deep at-bats, and you probably expect them to do the same here.
So we'll see what kind of approach they have towards Valancourt in the box. We'll see if they try to attack her with runners in scoring positions. So getting ready for the first pitch is Simcoe. She fires. That one a swing and a miss. A big hack right there from Valancourt.
And a nice little drop ball. Becca Valancourt going up there, expecting something early in that count, but great pitch there by Simcoe to come in with the drop ball.
Simcoe getting ready for the 0-1 pitch. She delivers. That one swung onto the left field by Valancourt as she does it again. Fitzgerald rounds third. She gets home. Valancourt rounding first as she gets into second base. And Valancourt will go for third as the throw gets away from them. So Valancourt with the stand-up double, then advances to third on the wild throw, and Mackenzie Fitzgerald comes in to cut the lead now to 2 again as it's 6-4, Fordham leads.
And Valancourt at third, she cradles, she rocks the baby. She has Fordham's numbers today, doing it all for Hofstra Pride from the plate. 2 for 3 on the day, and has driven in every run for the Pride so far.
Inside, outside, high, low, in the zone, out of the zone. It doesn't matter. Becca Valancourt's going to see the ball and drive it far.
Doesn't matter. And it doesn't even matter. You could change the pitcher, and she's still going to get a hit. In that situation, they bring in Simcoe because already seen Enoch and got 2 good drives on her, but it doesn't matter because Becca Valancourt is just that good of a hitter.
So Valancourt having quite the day for herself. Now 2 for 2 on the day, also the sacrifice fly. Simcoe the pitch with the runner on third, 2 outs. So that one's taken for strike 1 to Olivia Malinowski.
Seen Olivia Malinowski take some pretty good at-bats today.
The 0-1 pitch on its way. Way high, that one for ball 1. That evens up the count for Malinowski.
Malinowski has an opportunity to get herself an RBI as well.
So the 1-1 pitch. Simcoe on the rubber and fires. Swung on to the right side, fouled off by Malinowski, so a 1-2 count on its way. And Malinowski, the other catcher for this team. So her and Valancourt, the top 2 hitters in this order, but also the top 2 players that are switching in that catcher and designated hitter position. They'll take turns at that as they do often. So 1-2 count now. The pitch on its way. Swung on, foul.
There's foul tip. Sudol cannot handle it on the foul tip back to her.
So Simcoe trying to get that third and final strike to get out of the inning. But Malinowski doing a good job staying in there and fighting in the at-bat.
Simcoe has done a good job. Gave up the hit to Valancourt, but good keeping her composure and coming back to the next batter and continuing to throw strikes.
The 1-2 pitch. That one swung on by Malinowski out to left field. Should be gotten by the left fielder, and it is. So that'll retire the inning, and the Pride inch back a little closer with a run answered in the bottom of the 4th. 6-4, the Fordham Rams lead the Hofstra Pride. You're watching Hofstra Pride Softball on Flow Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Flow Sports. You're watching Hofstra Pride Softball here against the Fordham Rams as they trail 6-4. I'm Nate Taylor here with Mike Palumbo as we get ready for the 5th inning of action. The top of the 5th as Annabella Pasappia gets ready for her 2nd inning of work, and now she'll look to shut down the Fordham Rams lineup for the first time this game. Fordham has scored in every single inning so far.
And Hofstra did get a run back in that inning, cutting down to 2, but Pasappia in last inning got 2 quick outs, but then struggled in those 2 outs and gave up a run with 2 outs.
So like we've said, we've seen a lot of struggling from the pitching on the Pride side of things with 2 outs. Hopefully they can change things up this inning, and that first pitch is taken outside for ball 1 to Sarlo.
And right now you're at a point in the order, even though it's the bottom of the order, you have Sarlo, who's 0 for 2, but then McGuire, who's already got 2 hits on the day, and then Nogue, who's 3 for 3 on the day. So pretty tough spot.
Pasappia, the 1-0 pitch, that one inside for strike 1, so evens up the count now at 1-1. A nice strike call for her. So the wind starting to pick back up here again after it calmed down for a little bit. We'll see if that again has an effect on some of these fly balls. So the 1-1 pitch, that one just a weak tap up right to the pitcher. Pasappia retires the first out.
Now that brings up the part of the order that's been the most deadliest so far, with McGuire 2 for 2 on the day.
So McGuire is going to be the shortstop up to bat here as she tries to get the first hit. That was the first time this game, Mike, that the first batter of the inning didn't reach for Fordham, as that pitch is taken high for ball 1.
And that's something that they've needed, and this could honestly create a spark and see Fordham lose its momentum.
So they still trail by 2. Pasappia looking still to shut down this Fordham lineup. The 1-0 pitch. Check swing did not go, so a 2-0 count now.
McGuire is one of 3 players on this roster to have played and start in all 47 games now for the Fordham Rams.
Talk about consistency. The 2-0 on its way, swung on, drilled to the left side, but foul. So the 2-1 pitch now. Pasappia gets the first strike there on the foul tip. Trying to retire the second straight batter.
She came in to this game with a batting average of .301, and now it stands at .313 after those 2 hits today.
That one, she watches that one go on the outside, but drops in for strike 2, so 2-2 count now.
And a nice off-speed pitch by Pasappia there. Just drops into the zone at the last second.
Pasappia showing a nice mix of pitches so far here. As the 2-2 on its way, swung on and missed, and Annabella Pasappia strikes out her first batter of the game.
If I'm not mistaken, that might be the first strikeout of the entire game so far for Fordham.
So Pasappia records the second out on her first strikeout, and that'll bring up the 3rd batter of the inning in the top of the order. Nogue, center fielder. We know she has speed, and we know she can deliver with the bat. The first pitch swung on there, driven to left side, and foul.
And she almost did it there just again. 3 for 3 already today, and she shows no signs of not being aggressive going after the first pitch there.
Say that 5 times fast, Mike. Nolia Nogue been one of the best and most consistent hitters for this Fordham team. Her in that leadoff spot has been very key for getting their lineup going, and she's done that again today. So far, 3 for 3.
And Nogue, second best batter next to Enoch.
And that one taken for ball 1, so 1-1 count now. Nogue steps back into the box, the lefty on righty. A wide stance from her in the box. See if she goes for that slap hit again, runs in a little bit, but that one taken high and inside for ball 2.
And Nogue's also having a bounce-back game. In that game against St. Bonaventure, she only went 1 for 3, and now she comes back and has a day where she's gotten a hit every at-bat.
So the lefty steps back in on the 2-1 pitch on its way. Outside, but on the edge, called strike 3, or called strike 2. Now a 2-2 count here, just 1 strike away from getting out of the inning for Pasappia. We'll see if they can finally retire the side. 1, 2, 3.
And this will be huge, especially since it's Nogue at the top of this lineup.
And that one outside now sets the count full.
And you want to see Pasappia get out of this inning, especially with 2 outs, because Nogue is also a player who's got the speed and already has 2 stolen bases today.
Yeah, if I'm Pasappia in this situation, I'm not pitching around her. I'm going straight at her and hoping that either gets a ball in play or a swing and miss. And that one will be ball number 4 as the speedy Nogue reaches for the 4th time this game.
And last at bat when she got on, she stole another base, which proceeded an overthrow by Valancourt. Luckily, Manzo was able to throw it at third, but it was her 4th game stealing 2 bags.
And I won't be surprised to see the runner in motion here with 2 outs, trying to get something going on the base pass. As she thought about it, heads back to first, though.
And like you said, you most likely will see her move at some point in this at-bat.
So Swan, who's been struggling but got the hit in her last at-bat, makes her now 1 for 3 on the day. Also reached on the fielder's choice in the second as the 0-1 pitch from Pasappia dribbled back up to Pasappia. She can't handle it, and now they have runners at first and second as Nogay gets back to second. So now 2 runners on and 2 outs again. Pasappia struggling to get that final out of the inning.
And that was the out that she wanted right there, especially with the top and heart of this order coming in. She had the ball easy out, just bobbled it, overthought it just a little bit too much.
And that's been a theme so far today for the Pride's defense, just bobbles here and a second or 2 late on some of these plays that have really been the difference.
And the 2-out hitting continues.
And that one's fouled off in the first pitch of the at-bat to Enoch, who's looking for her first hit.
Like I was saying, 2-out hitting continues to be stellar for Fordham, now 6 of 11.
I think you'll take those numbers any day of the week.
It's still over 500, so more than half the time, they're just getting on base.
So the 0-1 pitch on its way from Pasappia. On the outside, Nogay thought about stealing third, but she'll head back to second.
And you see this, too, when runners on, why her average is so high with hitters with runners on, because she starts pitching around batters, and she gets a little too over-selective with her location.
So the 1-1 on its way from Pasappia, fouled or popped up to the right side. Catanzarita makes the play this time. We saw her bobble the one earlier in the game, redeems herself right there as they get out of the inning. The first scoreless frame that the Rams have had so far today. So good job by Pasappia. We'll head into the bottom of the 5th, and we'll be right back with you. You're watching Hofstra Pride Softball on FloSports.
Welcome to Baikal Chevy of Valley Stream, a family-owned dealership dedicated to providing an exceptional car buying experience. Our knowledgeable and friendly staff are committed to building strong customer relationships and ensuring your needs are met efficiently. We understand that your time is precious, so we've streamlined our process to make your visit efficient and enjoyable. Come visit us today at 709 West Merrick Road, Valley Stream, New York.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent James Piscatelli for your personal price plan today.
Welcome back to Flow Sports here. You're watching Hofstra Softball as they trail 6-4 to the Fordham Rams. Aaliyah Catanzarita will come up to the plate to start the inning. Trying to get some things going as the Pride try to rally back here in the bottom of the 5th.
Catanzarita made that play to end that inning to make up for their error earlier in the game as well.
So the first pitch on its way from Simcoe. Watching all the way is Catanzarita, who takes it for strike 1.
One thing I will say, now in the bottom of the 5th, they scored every time since that scoreless second inning. Simcoe works pretty fast up there on the mound.
Simcoe not able to find the zone that time for ball 1.
But now you have your order coming up the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning. And we had a saying in high school on my team is win every inning, and that's what they're going to have to do to come out on top.
So the 1-1 pitch, Catanzarita watches that one on the outside, just gets the edge. The ump's been pretty lenient on the outside pitches so far today. That one a close one.
One looked a little bit outside. Side.
What? The 1-2 pitch on its way.
One thing you see, too, Simcoe working at a very fast pace. So if she gets ahead, it's going to be very uncomfortable for hitters up in that box to try to get comfortable.
been very important for Fordham to retire the first batter today of each inning. A 2-2 fouled off to the left side. Catanzarita able to get on the inside pitch, but keeps it foul.
She hammered that pitch very early on that one as well.
See Coach Clark running over to the third baseline. So Aaliyah Catanzarita waiting the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, this time sent to the right side and foul again. Right on top of the Pride dugout. And Aaliyah Catanzarita still fighting here. One of the more disciplined hitter on this team. One of the upperclassmen, someone who's been here for a few years and really, isn't an easy at-bat for pitchers to retire. The 2-2. Check swing. Did not go. So that'll bring up a full count here. A 3-2 count coming to Aaliyah Catanzarita.
And great discipline by her there to not swing. It was a very close pitch on that inside corner, and she just lays off knowing that strike zone very well.
Aaliyah Catanzarita drives that one, and that one's going to be gone. Another home run and a 6-5 ball game at that. Aaliyah Catanzarita brings the lead to 1, and another home run from the Pride to lead off an inning. That's the second time they've done this here today, Mike.
And this is what patient hitting does for you. Simcoe working fast, but Catanzarita not letting that pace get to her. You saw her drive that one foul and got a hold of it, and she came back with that pitch inside, and this time Catanzarita got all of it and was on time, sending that over the wall.
That's exactly what that plate discipline does for you. Didn't offer anything she didn't want to. Fouled off a few pitches, saw a bunch, and then on that full count got something she could drive and able to send it out and putting her team now in a better position to try to keep rallying back in this game.
Now Villar steps up to the plate, had that clutch hit earlier in the game.
She had an RBI earlier today on the double. So now again, a 6-5 game and a much more manageable lead for the Pride to come back from. Still no outs in the inning, so that was the leadoff home run as we talked about, and a big spot here.
You got to give credit to this Pride lineup. Coming into this game, we didn't know if we'd see a whole lot of offense. We knew this was a game that when coming in that they needed a whole lot of offense, and with Fordham jumping on Hofstra the way they did, we didn't think we'd see this from the Pride today.
So the 1-0 pitch coming from Simcoe, timeout from the umpire.
Now Fordham's coach.
That'll bring out the head coach from Fordham. So they're going to have a little mound meeting here with Simcoe after she gave up the leadoff home run. Now, on that first pitch, didn't look like she wanted to go back in there and challenge hitters. Might be a little scared off there after allowing the home run.
Yes, and early in this game, I talked about winning the inning, and basically what that means, they did exactly what they already did. Step one, they have to score every inning, and then they have to hold Fordham scoreless for the rest of this game if they want to come back and win this.
Some bars from MC Mike over here, winning the inning. He said it here first. That's exactly what they're doing, taking an inning at a time. You can't get all the runs back in one swing, so that's what they got to keep doing. Just keep moving the lineup and keep getting good at bats.
Hey, my high school coach was a wise man. That was our motto all of my senior year of high school, and it helped lead us to a conference championship.
And that's why you're in the MLB, right, Mike?
Yep, totally.
So now still out there on the circle, coach is talking to her pitcher. The catcher now will head back towards home plate, and that'll bring Chelsea Villar back into the box as she looks for the one out or for the no out hit.
And you got to give credit, too, for Hofstra. They haven't really changed much of their approach. They've been patient all day. Becca Valancourt's been really the most aggressive one at the plate. But the rest of the lineup has been very patient, and it's worked off and paid off for them late in this game.
2-0 pitch, that one taken low, ball 3. So 3 straight balls after the leadoff home run.
And I talked about earlier, too, Simcoe working fast could help if she's on. But working fast could also help hitters just time you up even better.
Simcoe the 3-0, and that one taken on the outside corner for strike 1. So gets the strike and avoids 4 straight balls.
Villar's still in the driver's seat, though. Could still get a pitch or take a pitch if she wants.
Another good count here for the Pride to be in a 3-1. That one on the outside. Looks like she could have offered at that one. Might be one she regrets not offering at later on if she isn't able to pull through in this at-bat. But now a full count again. So 2 straight batters and 2 straight full counts for Simcoe. The 3-2 pitch, swung on, driven out to left field. That one's back again, and gone again! Back-to-back home runs for the Hofstra Pride, and this game is tied 6-6. Chelsea Villar answers, and the Fordham Rams have blown a lead, and the Hofstra Pride have now come back to tie up this game at 6-6, and some cheers from the fans as Bill Edwards Stadium is going crazy.
And this is what you want to see from your 4-spot hitter. Patient all the way through. She got 3 balls, took that one at the 3-1 count, and comes back and drives that over the left center field wall. And with the wind blowing out there, it just carried. And she has come up clutch for the second time today.
What a way for this Pride offense to wake up. We alluded to it before in the pregame, talking about how it's going to be on the hitting to outscore the offense without being able to rely on Julie Apsell every single start. And exactly what have they done? They've come out here today with firing on all cylinders, and this Pride lineup has come all the way back to tie this game after trailing for most of it.
And this is
for all of it.
And this is what you got to do. Like those last 2 games in that series against Delaware, scoreless, and now you explode in an offensive game. And even that home run right there forces Simcoe to come out of the game as a new pitcher is in for Fordham. Oh, goodness gracious. That's number 16 for Fordham. That's Holly Beeman.
And again, just really jumping on these pitchers now. The Pride finally figuring things out. You have to think there's some confidence that's been exuding after Becca had that home run and really, got things going. The rest of the lineup feeling like they needed to step up to the plate and deliver, and that's exactly what they're now doing.
Hey, Becca Valancourt has kept the energy up. She's got that dugout fired up, and she's delivered, and that's trickled down. And then with Chelsea Manto in the bottom of that lineup has also created a spark as well.
And that's, I think, the big thing is getting more production out of this lineup than just the top of the order. So now production through 1 through 9 is coming through, and the Pride now have a chance to take the lead as they still have no outs in the inning. That'll bring up the leader in on-base percentage for the Pride in Kayla Wilson, the .442 on-base percentage on the year. The first pitch outside again, not trying to test these hitters. Maybe a little bit of jitters here from the Fordham pitching side of things.
And it's kind of like a tale of two, like an Uno reverse card right now. Fordham was on fire at the beginning of the game. Now they've gone cold, and now Hofstra has taken over.
That one down the middle, but low, taken for ball 2. So a 2-0 count now to Kayla Wilson, and the strikes are far and few between right now for Fordham. So the 2-0 pitch, that one way inside. Kayla Wilson, another 3-0 count for her. Started off her last at-bat like this. We'll see if he draws another walk.
And Holly Beeman, only a sophomore. This is the second anchor of their bullpen, too. She's not the ace, but that other arm that they look to so often.
And 3 straight balls, then a strike there, that time called on the outside. A lot of outside strike calls from the ump today.
When you see the ball on the outside, always going to be a 50-50 decision. Just caught too much of the plate there.
That one, Wilson watches outside again. This time another strike, so a 3-2 count here. A good job fighting back.
And she's got the outside corner on those past 2 pitches. Great location and great command.
Beeman comes back with a 3-2. That one's ripped to the shortstop by Wilson. Thrown from her knees to first and in time. Retires the first out of the inning. Kayla Wilson almost beat it out. A good at-bat there from her. Ate some pitches up, but not able to get on base right there after drilling it to the shortstop. A great play by her.
McGuire made a great play out there at shortstop, diving to her knees and then throwing from her knees, knowing she didn't have enough time and just making a calm, good throw to her first baseman.
Calm, cool, and collected as Beeman comes with the first pitch of the at-bat to Morse, taking low for ball 1.
And Beeman is, although only a sophomore last year, she was the team's ace, has taken a back seat this year, but still pitching over 100 innings this year.
Makes me think of Willie Beeman from Friday Night Lights, if you've seen that movie. That one outside, ball 2. So 2 straight balls here again to start the at-bat. Very patient hitting so far from the Pride in this inning. So 1 out, no runners on for Morse as the 2-0 pitch is about to be on its way from Beeman as she steps on the rubber and delivers. And that one inside for ball 3. So again, 3 straight balls to start the at-bat. A theme we've seen quite a few times here today.
And Hofstra is completely in control at the box. They don't have to offer anything that they don't want to.
That one on the edge, taken for strike 1, so didn't throw it right down the middle, but something that she knew would be in the zone to get the strike call. We knew that was coming.
Yeah. And with a 3-1 count, too, make or break pitch here for Beeman as well.
Morse should get something to hit here. She's aggressive and swings and fouls it off to the right. So, again, back-to-back full counts for Beeman in the circle. See if she can retire her second straight.
And Beeman winning these deep counts in that previous at-bat to Wilson. Great job at dotting that outside corner as you see her do to Morse there.
The pitch is fouled off to the right side, just foul on the first base side. Morse with a good piece right there, just not able to keep it in fair territory.
And great job by Morse to get length on that swing on the outside corner, just past the glove of Karatzis there at first.
And, even without a hit in the last at-bat, a good job stringing together good at-bats, seeing a lot of pitches right now, not letting the pitchers get comfortable in the circle. The 3-2 on its way, swung on by Morse to the right side, and that'll be foul again on top of the Hofstra Pride dugout, so she'll stay alive and see another 3-2 pitch.
And you talked about it, not letting them get comfortable. It's just their approach at the plate. They haven't changed. They haven't wavered. And being patient in taking all these pitches and Fordham pitching around Hofstra has come to bite Fordham's pitching staff in the butt late in this game.
So a 3-2 pitch on its way from Morse. That one right to the shortstop. McGuire retires her. So now 2 outs in the inning. Still tie game here. And up to bat will be Mackenzie Fitzgerald, the third baseman.
Fitzgerald 1 for 2 on the day, but great sequencing by Beeman in that previous at-bat. When she gets into those deep counts, she's able to dot that corner, command that outside corner well, and got Wilson on a great inside jam shot right there.
The sun's coming out right now. Some nice sunshine on Bill Edwards Stadium right now. The first pitch of the at-bat to Fitzgerald taken outside for ball 1.
It's kind of crazy to see how Beeman, early in these counts, goes to the outside corner, misses wide, but then when the lights turn on, she can just dot it up.
Doing a good job of getting herself out of 2 holes in the first 2 batters faced. Swung on and missed from Fitzgerald.
Right.
So 1-1.
Got that inside pitch, just turned on it too early on that.
Fitzgerald has the 1 hit earlier in the game with the single in the 4th inning. So looking for her second one here with a 1-1 count against her. Beeman winds and fires. Swung on by Fitzgerald to the third base side. Third baseman fires over to first for the final out of the inning. And so now they'll retire it with a tie ball game on our hands after the Pride have trailed most of this game. They brought it back to 6-6 as we head into the top of the 6th. We'll be right back here on Flow Sports. You're watching Hofstra Softball. We've got a good one. Welcome back to Flow Sports. You're watching Hofstra Softball as it's now a tie game here against the Fordham Rams at Bill Edwards Stadium. Now back into the circle is Annabella Pasappia. She's pitched 2 scoreless innings so far, or 1 run so far, but no earned runs in the game. So a nice day for her out of the bullpen. See if she can continue what she's been working on.
Pasappia now has to do her job at winning the inning and hold Fordham scoreless.
Sudal starts off the inning with a line drive to the left fielder, Kayla Wilson, and a quick out for Pasappia. 1 pitch and 1 out.
And great aggressive at bat right there by Sudal, but just finds Wilson out in left field.
So that'll bring up Karatzis, the first baseman, another lefty. We talked about the good mix of lefties and righties they had, so a bit of a different approach here from batter to batter for Pasappia, as that one's fouled off in the first pitch for strike 1.
Karatzis hit by a pitch and walked today, so that's how she's gone on base. still looking for a hit today.
So the 0-0 look for Karatsis. See if she can pick up her first one here as she watches that one go high for ball 1. So a 1-1 count evened up here, the second batter of the inning.
And Karatsis already went out in a 1-1 count here.
Pasappia getting ready for the 1-1 pitch as she steps off the rubber. Fires and a swing and a miss from Karatsis. A second strike and one more strikeout to get the second out of the inning. And so Pasappia off to a fast start.
Behind 1-2, Karatsis does have 27 strikeouts for this team, which does lead Fordham.
Watches that one high and inside, trying to paint the corner, but not able to get it. The call right there. So 2-2 count even up. And Karatsis still looking for something to hit.
Tries to go to her a little off speed there after throwing 2 heaters at the beginning of that count.
Pasappia, swing and a miss. Pasappia racks up her second strikeout of the day.
And you see she had Karatsis on her toes there. She goes on the inside corner, then back to the outside. And Karatsis just very off timing on that swing.
So quickly that's 2 up and 2 down for Pasappia in this inning as she's building off what's been a nice day for her. Pasappia, the first pitch of the at-bat, that one low, blocked by Valancourt, so that one stays in the field to play. 3-0.
And you have seen Pasappia, even with last inning, no runs allowed. She does tend to get a little bit more wild with 2 outs.
The 1-0 pitch on its way. That one low again for ball 2. So 2-0, first 2 pitches are balls.
Just like those previous innings, now with that third, with the 2 outs, already in the rearview mirror, getting behind early in those counts. She's gotten into multiple 2-0, 3-0 counts with 2 outs.
Trying to go 3 up and 3 down. Pasappia, the 2-0 pitch. That one high and outside for ball 3. So a 3-0 count to start out this at-bat.
You saw that pitch get away from her, just not hitting her right landing spot on that pitch. Goes wide.
So 3 straight balls. Pasappia trying to find the strike zone, expecting something kind of down the middle right here on this pitch. The 3-0 offered. And that one does find the strike zone, so 3-1.
And Pasappia already up to 50 pitches since coming in for relief.
So they're doing a good job working that pitch count, but she has done a good job at limiting runs. That one swung on to the left field, and that'll drop in for a single. So a nice line drive, hard ground ball right there from the DH Clark.
And right there, Pasappia struggles with 2 outs, still continue, but now you still have the easy force out at second if you want. And now Ayala comes up to bat.
Not seeing any 1-2-3 innings really here today, so doing a good job again, Fordham just keeping the line going.
Some people like challenges.
So the 0-0 pitch with 1 on. The runner thinks about it. Clark heads back to first.
And second straight at bat in a row where she starts behind in the count.
So Pasappia goes back into the circle, awaiting the 1-0 pitch on its way. She fires. Swung on to third base, but the shortstop gets it. It's Moore. She delivers to first, and it's in time. So 3 outs without allowing any damage again. Pasappia not allowed an earned run in 3 innings of work. So they'll go down to the bottom of the 6th as they try to take the lead for the first time in this game. 6-6 ball game, Fordham versus Hofstra. You're watching Hofstra softball here on Flow Sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Bike House Chevy of Valley Stream, your trusted family-owned dealership deeply rooted in our community. At Bike House Chevy, we take immense pride in being part of our community and are dedicated to providing not just an exceptional car buying experience, but also giving back to the neighborhoods we serve. Whether you're looking for a brand new Chevy or a reliable pre-owned vehicle, we're here to serve you. Come and visit us at 709 West Merrick Road, Valley Stream, New York.
Transfer to Hofstra University for a dynamic college experience. Shape your own educational and career path by choosing from over 165 undergraduate programs in a variety of disciplines. Connect with the world through experiential learning, including internship opportunities in nearby Manhattan. Work in cutting-edge facilities and research labs. Attend a virtual transfer event to find out how you can be part of the Hofstra Pride.
Welcome back to Flow Sports. You're watching Hofstra softball versus the Fordham Rams. 6-6 ball game as we head into the bottom of the 6th. So Hofstra will come up to the plate. It's Nicole Cancel leading off the inning, trying to get the lead for her team.
And so far, the momentum shift on the offensive side has just been so big. Hofstra has come back and clawed back 3 straight innings where they have scored, looking to make it the 4th straight here.
Yeah, the Pride really bringing things together now as they try to now take the lead for what has been would be the first time this game. First pitch of the inning offered from Beeman. Inside for ball 1.
And in the previous at-bat, Cancel had that sacrifice bunt to get Fitzgerald over, who in her previous at-bat had that broken bat swing.
The broken bat single now, ball 1. Taken for ball 2, so 2-0.
Man, if they can continue, Hofstra has had that streak where they've had a couple of innings where their leadoff runner has gotten on base, and if they can do it again, it could be another huge inning.
So the 1-1 pitch, check swing from Cancel. Did she go? No. So ball 2 now, 2-1 count, advantage to Cancel.
Great wrist strength there to control the bat because she torqued her entire body. She really wanted that, but great wrist strength to hold the bat.
The 2-1 pitch on its way, swung on by Cancel. To the left field, the left fielder should have it, and that'll retire the first out of the inning.
Swan going over to make that catch. Good at bat by Cancel, just gets a little bit too underneath that.
And this will bring up the speedy center fielder, it's Chelsea Manto. She had the single earlier on in the 3rd inning, so this is her 3rd at-bat of the contest.
There's really no better person right now to try to get some momentum going for the Hofstra Pride.
Beaming the first pitch to Manto. Manto goes to the bunt, perfectly placed again, and Manto will reach on another bunt single, just lightning fast. Don't blink, folks, you might miss it.
And that's an art form that you could say is almost gone in baseball, but Chelsea Manto proves that bunting is such an art form.
It really is, especially with her just perfectly able to place those bunts. She's had to be doing that since she was 3 or 4 years old with how perfect it looks when she goes for those bunts in a perfect spot right in front of the home plate and able to beat it out with that blazing speed. So now a runner on with 1 out. And that'll bring up Becca Valancourt. And we know with 1 swing of the bat, this can be a completely different ball game. The first pitch, that one roped out to right field, and that one's going to drop. And Chelsea Manto rounds 2nd. Valancourt rounds 1st. Manto's rounding 3rd. Manto will score! The Hofstra Pride have taken the lead for the first time this afternoon. A 7-6 lead for the Pride, and Becca Valancourt now in at 2nd with 1 out.
Who is better than Becca Valancourt right now? She has
Nobody.
had herself a day. She has just come up to the plate and taken matters into her own hands. She has looked the Fordham pitchers straight in the eyes and said, "You mean nothing to me."
3 for 3 on the day with 4 RBIs. Really can't have much better of a day at the office. So now that'll bring up Malinowski. She swings at that one, offers at it, and it sends foul to the right side.
Malinowski hasn't been able to notch a hit since her first at-bat in the 1st inning, but has a great opportunity with 1 out in Becca Valancourt on 2nd.
So now the 7-6 lead for the Pride, the first of the game. Valancourt on 2nd with 1 out. The 0-1 pitch swung on by Malinowski, fouled off to the right side quickly, 0-2.
And now it seems like Fordham had Hofstra's number, and they cannot seem to buy it out now. And now both teams have 11 hits on the day. And earlier in this game, you didn't even think Hofstra had any offense.
The 0-2 pitch coming. On its way, that one way inside in the dirt. So 1-2 count now coming to Malinowski.
Now Hofstra has its first lead of the day, too, and first opportunity to add to the damage as well.
The 1-2 pitch on its way. That one outside again, so now a 2-2 count. Good job staying in there and fighting by Malinowski, working the count back into her favor.
And Beeman got ahead in this count, but those pitches where she wanted out of the zone, just 2 outside of the zone, not in the zone enough to get Malinowski to chase.
The 2-2 on its way outside again now brings up a full count. for Beeman and Malinowski.
And you've seen Beeman has been able to dot the corners at times, but in an at-bat like this, you've seen her, it kind of gets away from her. When she misses far.
So now Mount visit again, trying to get Beeman settled down and limit the damage after she gave up the lead to start off the inning. Just one out, a runner in scoring position, still a chance for the Pride to do some damage and extend that lead.
I mean, you do have Olivia Catanzarita on deck. She's already done some damage today, so this is a big out and a big pitch situation for Beeman.
The full count pitch. Lines and fires. Swung on to the left side and foul, so stays alive is Malinowski.
Great there by Malinowski as a hitter to just kind of bring it in the hands and not get jammed.
Malinowski steps back into the box. A super big situation here still. Doesn't get much more high leverage than this. Beeman the 3-2. Offers that, it swung on, fouled off again, and she still stays alive. So a great job fighting in, staying in the box right now from Malinowski.
And Malinowski just having a great at-bat up at the plate, seeing the ball well, fighting off the pitches that are close.
So Beeman will step back into the circle, trying to get the second out of the inning.
Beeman's thrown 22 pitches on the day already.
Beeman offers the full count pitch again. That one swung, popped up way to the right side, and that should do it for the second out, and it is. So the second baseman makes the catch, and now 2 out and 1 on.
And that brings up Olivia Catanzarita. Part of that inning where they were back with a home run. Hardy has a home run on the day. And she can do damage too, now with a runner in scoring position.
So Alia Catanzarita going up to the plate, trying to do some more damage. Like we said, she had the home run earlier, which really broke things open and gave the Pride some momentum. So now looks at the first pitch on the edge, and that's strike 1, so 0-1.
She's 2 for 3 on the day today as well. Had a single earlier in the game in the 3rd inning. And with runners in scoring position, only batting .229.
The 0-1 pitch getting ready from Beeman. Beeman delivers. Swung on and missed from Catanzarita, now 0-2 with 2 outs.
Got the rise ball there, and that's a pitch that I would never want to see as a hitter. As a pitch that rises on you, must be very hard for a hitter to try to get on top of those balls.
Beeman looking for that final strikeout of the inning. Does not get it as high for ball 1.
Beeman struggled ahead in the counts, and in a lot of counts, getting her pinch count up. Said earlier it was 22, but stats just updated, and now I think it's over 30. Over 30 pitches in the 2 innings she's seen.
That one outside again, but gets the call for strike 3 and now gets out of the inning. But the Pride take their first lead of the contest. 7-6. We'll head into the top of the 7th as the Pride try to close it out for a victory here in a standalone game versus the Fordham Rams. You're watching Flow Sports, Hofstra Softball. We'll be right back. Welcome back to potentially the final inning of play here at Bill Edwards Stadium. The Hofstra Pride look to close out a 7-6 lead over the Fordham Rams. The top of the 7th inning now as Annabella Pasappia will go back out onto the mound for her 4th inning of work and hopefully the final inning of work.
And she's got 2 scoreless innings. The past 2 innings, she's pitched 2 scoreless innings, and now she's facing the bottom of the lineup. But we'll see that part of the lineup that goes from the bottom to the top that has been so deadly today with McGuire and Nogue in that 2 and 3 spot in this inning.
So first it'll be Sarlo, the third baseman, to lead things off. And she desperately tries to get herself on to start off the inning because the Rams need it. The first pitch from Pasappia, that one taken low for ball 1.
And Sarlo has been 0 for 3 today. And is 357th as a leadoff batter when she leads off an inning.
So Pasappia, the 1-0 pitch on its way, coming. Taken inside for ball 2.
And Fordham had that streak where they got a leadoff batter on for so many innings, and no inning bigger than right now to try to get your leadoff runner on.
Pasappia's got to try to find the zone attack hitter. You can't pitch around them in a situation like this, just the one run lead. So now 3-0 and quickly falling behind.
This is not what you want, especially from that relief pitcher. Pasappia has done such a great job coming in. You do not want to see her lose her momentum right now.
Pasappia getting ready to fire the 3-0 pitch. On the rubber, she steps off. That one taken for strike 1, so 3-1 count now for Sarlo.
And Catanza and Pasappia, Pasappia is going to have to battle back as best she can. She's going to have to put those pitches in the zone.
That one dribbled right back up to Pasappia. She should have it, and she makes the play. So for the first out of the inning, Pasappia does it herself. She throws it over to Catanza Rita after dribbling the ball right back up to the pitcher.
And a great hit by Sarlo, just hard hit back to Pasappia. And almost like last time, Pasappia did have trouble trying to gather it, but she was able to keep her composure and make the throw in time.
So now coming up is McGuire, the shortstop, with 1 out, the first pitch on its way. That one low again for ball 1. So not a lot of first pitch strikes from Pasappia, not a lot of offers from the Fordham Rams at the first pitches either.
Pasappia did strike out McGuire in her last bat in the 5th inning, but at the same time, McGuire's also 2 for 3.
The pitch swung on by McGuire, fielded by Fitzgerald yet again, that vacuum cleaner, and she's off the bag. Fitzgerald's throw on target, but they'll say that Catanza Rita was off the bag at first, and so they'll have 1 on with 1 out, and that could be a very big play in this ball game, a controversial call for sure.
And I did see what the umpire saw. Fitzgerald's throw kind of made Catanza Rita lean off the bag, and that I saw that heel flex off the bag just a little bit, so I think that's the right call by the ump. But unfortunate, Fitzgerald has been solid all day, just a wild throw.
So first pitch taken for strike 1. So the double play is in order if she can get a ground ball. But also, they have a runner on with just 1 out, so that could prove to be a costly mistake.
And with a slap hitter like Nogue, even if she does end up getting the out, that's most likely going to move the runner up to second.
And she bunts it right to Fitzgerald. She should have the out. And safe again! And now a runner at first and second, and all of a sudden, the Pride are in some trouble.
And now you're at the heart of the order, the top of this order that's so deadly, all those batters that just hit. And like Nogue, we said that giving up, sacrificing the out was in play, but we also didn't mention, and we forgot about Nogue's speed right there.
So Nogue just beats it out to first, and Adrian Clark will talk to her pitcher. Try to settle things down here. 2 more outs, and they'll come away with a win. But a dangerous situation here as they have runners at first and second.
But with the way that this game has gone, you knew Fordham was not going to go away easily. And they've proven time and time and again, or just proven how good this lineup is. Now, with the heart of the lineup, too, you have to kind of hope that Pasappia can find her stride again like she has in this relief spot so far.
Just a lot of back and forth here from both sides today. Really trying to finish it out here and not have to play the final frame, but right now, a tough situation for Pasappia to try to get out of. An extensive talk out there in the circle from Coach Clark, to her player.
Especially in a situation where you haven't been throwing strikes. And there's been times where Pasappia, when they've gotten the bat on the ball, they've been hit hard. And to go and tell Pasappia now that you have to just throw the strikes, it's kind of a situation where you don't want to have to tell your pitcher just to throw it in there in a situation like this, but it's what you're going to have to do is just tell Pasappia you're going to have to trust your fielders.
So the game-tying run at second, the winning run, or the leading run, the go-ahead run, rather, at first. So, again, double play in order with one out. Could get it out of the inning, but also a chance for them to score some runs.
And now you see both Fitzgerald and Catanzarita up in the corners, trying to play for the bunt. Hopefully they can get the lead runner out at third base.
So Swan, 1 for 4 on the day. She swings that one into left field, and Kayla Wilson should have this one. The runner thought about tagging up from second, but won't go anywhere. So now one more out for the Hofstra Pride to escape here with a win at home.
And a scary hit there. Wilson looked like she was playing a little bit in, had to range good way back and caught that ball over her shoulder. But since she's in left field and McGuire not the fastest player, no tag and no runner at third base. But Bailey Enoch does come, and this is the player that if you're Fordham, you want up, even though she's 0 for 4.
A swing into center field, and that should do it. And it's retired by the right fielder, and that'll be the ball game. The Hofstra Pride storm all the way back to pick up the 7-6 win over the Fordham Rams in a thriller. An absolute great performance from Becca Valancourt. 3 hits, 4 RBIs, the absolute star of today's game.
Indeed, Becca Valancourt had an absolute game. She was the one that picked this Hofstra team up when they needed it the most. She was the one that got the momentum back and gave that energy to her team, and she just did it all out there today.
And you can't forget about Annabella Pasappia, who really cleaned things up out of the bullpen. 4 innings pitched, just 3 hits, and the one run, but didn't earn any runs. So 0 earned runs for her in 4 innings. A great appearance for her out of the bullpen, and that's exactly what the Pride needed with their bullpen depth lacking as of late.
When she first came in, you thought it looked like it was going to be even another shaky pitching performance. She came in, she got 2 quick outs, but then struggled and did end up giving that run, but then came back and pitched 3 scoreless gems of innings.
And that's a big win to pick up because now they'll have some big implications here with their series down this weekend here at Bill Edwards Stadium against Hampton, one of the weaker teams in the conference. If they sweep them, this could solidify them being a top 6 seed and making it into the CAA championship tournament. But that's going to do it all for today. I've been Nate Taylor alongside Mike Palumbo. You're watching Flow Sports and Hofstra Softball. We'll see you next time.